She got them motherfuckers. She got them motherfuckers on a Kmart blue light special for sure. Listen, could you imagine? Can you imagine, like, woman or man? You're a lawyer, right? Woman or man, doesn't matter. Walks into your legal firm and is like, "I need your help suing, suing my ex. I shit in his bed. I made him cut his finger off. I like, listen, from now on, both criminal defense attorneys and what the fuck is a criminal defense attorney but not for criminals? What do you call that person? Right, but the defense ones, is that just a defense attorney? All right. Listen, if you have either of these jobs, let me catch you out at night. I will fucking, I'm gonna fuck you up. I swear to God. You are worse. You are worse than the League of Extraordinary Unsighted. Listen, you are worse than an army recruiter, a fucking car insurance salesman, a damn used car salesman that only sells 96 Honda Civics, you know. Or hold on, no, let me make a correction to that. 96 Honda Civics or Pontiac Fieros. If you look as bad as Lucas Black did in the new Fast and Furious movie, whichever one we're on now, 14. In three, we could have believed him as a 23-year-old guy, right? In 9, that motherfucker's 50. You cannot tell me your job looks that bad. That's all I'm saying. If you hold either of those jobs, listen, let's set up a Jake Paul fucking fight match, me and you. I'll do it. It's gonna go real south. Right, and then whoever wins gets to, I'm the big boss. You get to fight me at the end. If you win, I'll apologize. Until that point, go fuck yourself. Sideways with the broadside of a barn. Hello all and welcome to our Dungeons and Dragons stream. Yeah, no, we're gonna hit the shooting galleries one time. We fancy ourselves the crew of LikelyAMimic. It's our handle on most, if not all, socials. If you could do us a huge favor and go follow our other Twitch, that's twitch.tv/LikelyAMimic. We do plan on swapping over to that point. We just haven't made the switch yet. Simply because we haven't accrued enough followers to make that account an affiliate. So we're gonna keep going here until we can push enough people there, and then we'll start it up there. Anyways, we play D&D, but we're new at streaming it, so we may have technical issues. We will work diligently to resolve them as they arise, so please bear with us. The nonsense out of the way, collectively, we thank you for your patience, your viewership, and your time. It means the world to me and the rest of us. You fucking nerds. During our halftime break and after the show, a couple of us will stay to answer some questions, whether that's from the crew to me, from you to them. That's, we'll figure it out as we get there, but yeah, ask your questions, please feel free. We try and stay in the game until the halftime show, so try and bear with us. Anyway. Some things you ought to know going in. Most of our rules are 5e, some are homebrewed, some are pulled from other games like Path 2e. Some phrases we use are looking bloody being half health. Looking rough is getting very low, about 10%. My personal favorite that I came up with is Go On Dick, the acronym being DYK, meaning describe your kill. It's my flared take on the nostalgic DM's favorite. How do you want to do this? How do you use the monster? How do you kill your enemy? I just get to call my players dicks, and that's fun for me. For player intros, we are missing Ben tonight. He is at drill for the military. So we're going to start with Nick. Click over the player screen. Nick is in the top left here. Very quickly, I'll just go through this. Nick plays Yornir, the half-dragon cleric. now cleric fighter. Did you take your other level in cleric? So you're 3 cleric, 1 fighter? Okay, because I have to fix the labels on the bottom of the screen now, so I gave you guys the last level. I forgot about it. I just looked at it. Cass is Alodor, the centaur druid. Yuffie is the half-orc barbarian, Sotah. Adam is Augustus Crawford, the human artificer, now wizard. He reads. And Hobo, Thimble, the satyr bard, who something about meth. I don't know. Listen, it's been a wild 30 minutes. We have learned some shit. She has catnapped a cat, bro. It's been a whole thing. Hold on now. You're going back in the shooting galleries? You gotta calm down now. You got listen, you have to be able to roll before you can re-enroll. Lastly, I'm JJ. It's Lord Longcock on all the socials, Twitch, Discord, Twitter, all the shit. You know how to find me. I'm the Dungeon Daddy. You probably heard me say this before, but for the new folks, this is my living story. Though I'm not a god, that's not my style. I play one when they need me to be, but I like to think of myself as a bard of old. I actively speak this world into existence. You, the viewers, are my listeners, but these folks are the stars of my show. They're my characters. But unlike a book, my characters are alive. They do good, they do evil, they love, they lie. They lose, they fight, they kill, they survive, they adventure, they change, they grow, and they learn. Most importantly, they feel and they make their own decisions. And that's as living gets. While I challenge them, I teach them, I reward them, and sometimes I will break them all to see them develop and inevitably to see where the story finds its conclusion, because in all honesty, I have no fucking idea where they're going to take me, and it's been a hell of a ride thus far. I think that covers everything. Anybody has anything else? What? So I guess we go to recap then. 1 second. So what all happened last session? You guys left. You left Othkatla. You began your journey south towards Alodor's home, the Wealdath, a large wooded area in, well, technically in a different country, but you could just walk there. So, I mean, you're riding a wagon, making your way. Open my book of secrets here. Find what I need to see. Hazelsporn. So you're at the border from which is where Othkatla is, and you're at the top of the Small Peaks. The Small Peak is the mountain range that separates both and Tether, which is the region Alodor's home is in. The Wealdath takes a massive portion of the and last thing that happened, most important thing, that happened is somebody got struck by an arrow. And you were ambushed very late into your night, almost morning. Who all was struck by arrows? Who's down hit points? The question, because I don't remember who all got hit. I just remember hitting somebody that was up. So just Alodor and Thimble? Oh, you weren't here as well? Okay. I don't think Ben has been hit. Who's playing Ben tonight, by the way? Who's playing Iyan? Thimble? Okay. It's fine. I saw you raise your hand. You're fine. It's very possible. I don't remember who's down hit points. You guys got that on D&D Beyond. So let me see. You couldn't tell where the arrows were from, but upon using his wild shape, Alodor did a perception check through the air. He did not roll well enough to see them, as it is dark outside, and his wolf form does not have dark vision, surprisingly. I didn't know that was a thing, but apparently it is. But he could smell that it smelled very similar to back in session 0, part 3, which would be 11 sessions ago, because this is the beginning of session 11. He smelled the remains of both goblins and a hobgoblin. Now, if I remember correctly, what I told you is it smells like that, but there's also a hint of something far worse in the scent. The rest of you have decided that you're going to charge off into the darkness and leave the relative, I don't want to call it safety, but the visible area that's created by your fire, because it's hard to call it safety because you've been shot by arrows. But the safety of being able to see those of you that have left. You're now most of you in utter darkness. Few of you can see. Augustus, human, can't see, but he's being led around by his small metal pangolin, Gizmorn. It took me a second to grab his name. There it is. Because Gizmorn can see in the dark. But Augustus cannot. So he's trying to stay as close to him as he can, listening to his little feet push into the snow. It's probably the only thing you can hear. And we rounded off the last session with Augustus cresting a hill in between where they're being shot from and where their encampment was. And did what might have been my least expected possible move here. Cracked his thunder gauntlets together and created a concussive sound wave, creating I guess a man-made avalanche of sorts. A couple of you rolled to see if you were going to fail, and if I remember correctly, none of you did. Right? Everybody passed, correct? I remember that, right? Okay. I have the okay, go right here. I got it right here. I had to flip open to the right page. So, being said, we pick back up right as those thunder gauntlets are cracked together, as that loud ripples through the snow. Those of you who can see in the dark see the sound wave explode from Augustus's hands. Those of you who can see manage to steady yourselves or prepare yourselves for what's about to happen. You've seen his gauntlets react before. You can guess what he's going to do. None of you can see this opposing hill yet. It's still just on the edge of dark. None of you have 60 feet of dark vision, right? You have 60 feet? Okay, then Sotah can see. At the other end of this hill, she can see snow begin to slide down. If you can see, okay, if you have it as well, you can see snow begin to slide down the hill. Into what is like a crevasse between these two mountains. And there's a small like snow bridge between them that connects them. Between your mountain and the mountain next to it. And in between them, there is a crevasse that you cannot see the bottom of at 60 feet of dark vision. You can see the snow start to slide into it, though. You can see the snow on your side begin to slide into it. Those of you who Thimble did cast invisibility on Iyan, and he started to move forward. I believe he was chasing your pangolin because he can't see in the dark as well. And because you and your pangolin ran off, he's either going to follow you or no. He ran. He used his fucking bonus action to dash. He passed you. Right, and then because your turn was last, you would have been ahead of him. Yes. Yeah. Your turn was the last one we left off on. Okay. So just previous to that, he would be the closest to you, but he is invisible. You do not know that. Everybody else can see multiple sets of footprints, and you can, those of you who can see in the dark can see the footprints leading to people, and you can see one set of footprints that leads to no one. And it's just constantly creating footprints. So those of you who can see in the dark could effectively, relatively easily track Iyan. Even though he is invisible, he is leaving, size 9 footprints in the snow. But you do begin to see that snow kind of crest and gently start to fall down the hill in little piles here and there. Everybody, after he makes that concussion, can begin to hear, it's almost like a train coming. You hear that kind of loud grinding noise almost. And then those of you who can see 60 feet begin to see snow pile down this hill relatively quickly. In that snow, both of you who can see 60 feet, go ahead and make me a perception check, please. So you have advantage on perception checks to hearing, right? Go ahead and make me one with advantage as well. What'd you get, Nick? Okay. Sotah? Okay. Not good. Would you like somebody else to roll a d20 and then you can just do the math? That's easier for you? Okay, whoever wants to help her can help. Cass, what'd you get? 23 on perception. You can hear the 18. Okay, so both of you can hear the chittering of somebody speaking in Goblin, but in a pained, exasperated, pleading for help kind of tone. And Thimble, you can see 2 goblins specifically flat on their backs and just begin to get swallowed up by that snow that's now moving down the hill. And that the piles that you can see them in, with their little bows are hanging up and little tiny short swords are sticking out of, those piles fall down the crevasse. And you can hear the, the Kirby meme, help! Father, help! But you Alodor, you can hear it, can't see it. Thimble, you can see it and hear it. So Alodor, basically what you would know, you would hear the chittering, the noises, the pained, exasperated tone, and then you would hear the ah, and then it faded to nothing. Make me another perception check. I would say that one would count, but that was specifically to hear whether or not they had been gathered by snow. No, don't mute it. We want to hear what Crystal has to say. Oh, we don't want to hear him. With an 8? Actually, with an 8, you definitely hear some loud thumping. Coming in your direction. Moving in your direction. Loud, like loud thumping. So you're going towards the sound? Okay, in front of you as you're stepping forward, again, you cannot see. This is going to be rather risky. Somewhere on this crevasse, possibly in front of you, possibly 10 feet to your left, there is a 10 feet that shrinks into a 5 feet, that expands back into a 10 feet snow bridge that has formed of ice and snow just piling up. May not be the sturdiest to cross, but it is there. What would you like to do? Yeah, you don't even know the crevasse is there particularly. You would have been there before the sun went down, so you would know that the crevasse is there. You would have been traveling like beside it on your way up. But I don't know that you necessarily would have known where this bridge is because it was farther up the hill than you guys had gone. It was a couple hundred feet up the, not a couple hundred feet, maybe 110 feet ish. 3 turns worth of movement roughly up the. Sure. Yeah, you could skid to a stop. I'll let you do that too. That's fine. I mean, you can roll another perception check. That's fine. Because you were looking for something specific before. I'll let you do another one. That's fine. You definitely smell the trails of the two that have falling down. I like to think of them as like, how do I put this? The old shitty cartoons when like the old woman was baking or whatever, and you'd see like the literal trail of scent that the person would follow to whatever is being cooked. That's in my head. That's what I'm. When you're a dog, that's what you're seeing. Yeah, that's we belittle dogs around here. Belittle the way they think. No. No, so what the hell are we doing? So you get to see when you're smelling, essentially you're catching onto one of these trails, right? So you have one that heads around to your right, one that heads down to your left. You have a very faint one that crosses in front of you. You can very faint, like it's old. And then beyond that, you can smell a different source. It's that strange bit that you didn't smell before. I'm sorry, you did smell before that wasn't exactly goblinoid. Similar, but not. And somehow worse and more rank. Right. Oh, another loud source of noise. Okay, go ahead and roll me a D100. Okay, go ahead and roll me a D6. No, I'm sorry, D4. Directions, what I'm looking for. D4. Okay. Okay. The rest of you hear that, as he starts to set off a noise. You all recognize this as Alodor. He just transformed into a wolf. He did it in the light where all of you were there. You watched him do it. You hear him howl. What you do with that information is entirely up to you. That's what you gather as you hear him howl. Those of you who can see him. He is really close to that bridge. He hasn't crossed it. but you do see him kind of bay and howl upwards. Are you trying to portray anything with this howl? Where you are? Several of your party do not have dark. Sure. So there you go. You guys get a anybody who's trying to figure out where he is doesn't have our dark vision can figure out where he is. Those of you who do can see where he's at, and you just see him. Would anybody else like to do? Sure. You can all kind of gather up right at the edge of that cliffside. You're near as you get closer, being that you're very like dense muscularly. As you approach, you do start to hear as like the ice beneath you seems to be cracking a little. You're standing on a rough, snowy, mountainy side of a hill, mountain. You do begin to hear the ice crack beneath. It's not like when you're standing on a lake where it's like one you hear like a splinter really long. These are just like small kind of cracks here and there. Nothing immediately worrisome. No, it's not fear for your life ice cracks yet, but it is. You hear the noise. Anybody else? Do the rest of you like pool up together and get everybody by this little land bridge that you can see? Hmm? Sure. So the rest of you kind of pull up at the edge of this. Like I said, it's 10 feet wide. It shrinks to about 5 feet wide. It's just small enough for you to, just big enough for you to cross. I'm sorry. And then it extends back into a 10-foot wide portion of the bridge. It looks like it may have been full 10 feet across at some point. Those of you who can see in the dark, it does look like it is man-made in the fact that it was put there by something that is non-natural. It's not like water just pooled here at some point and created this ice bridge. This looks like this was formed somehow, but somehow like over time it's been broken a little bit here and there, and all that's left is this 10-foot, 5-foot, 10-foot portion. The crevasse is 20 feet, so most of you that have dark vision can see 40 feet beyond that. You do see a rather rocky, rough terrain climb. It does have an incline to it. It does seem to be passable so far as you can see. Lots of snow, lots of jagged, bouldery rock. All of you, even the ones without dark vision, can see a faint glow, like a bluish-white glow high right of you. Those of you with the 40 feet of dark vision can see that there's like a kind of a plateau on the other side, and then it begins to climb, 10-foot long plateau, and then the climb starts. But to the right of that, there's an ice wall that goes up, flattens off into a plateau, and beyond that, you can see a faint bluish-white glow. That's probably all you can see in these like windy, snowy conditions that you're in. That's probably all you can see. You do. No, you're all on the same side. Okay. Roll me. How do you want to do? You said gingerly, so we call it an acrobatics check. Like for your like fine movement, or just a straight dex check, I guess. Yeah, you get across, no seeming issues. Um, Gisborne leads you across, I'm sure. Um, when he goes across, there's no issues for him at all. He's super tiny. You can see. Um, by the way, there's no pangolin and or armadillo in Tailspire, so I used a scorpion because it's another armored animal, and that just made it really small. That's all I had for options. I, d- I don't have a centaur. I don't have a satyr. I don't have a pangolin. Okay. Listen, I'm gonna write a strongly worded email to Tailspire. I need a satyr, centaur. I need a fucking pangolin. At least them little leprosy Karen motherfuckers, like an armadillo. That's all I need. It's close enough. You know, we could just tell people they ain't gonna know. But you make it across easy enough. You do you do see a few spots. No, you don't see them. Sorry, because you can't see. You do hear um almost what sounds like a waterfall on the other side. And you also still hear that like very light thunderous noise in the distance. It's not the echo of your gauntlets, it's the creation of your gauntlets in the distance. Right. Um, Anybody else? Yeah, it's kicking in and out. I have the recording going, so I'll just post it on. It's live. It's just reconnecting. So I'm not fucking worried about it. Okay. Um, Go ahead and make me an acrobatics check because I'm assuming you're gonna try and follow suit with him trying to be gentle as you cross, not just full force stomping and thudding across. Sure. Yeah. I mean, you've already heard the ice behind you like cracking, so that's what I mean. You have this ice snow bridge in front of you that is hollow underneath. It's just the arch. That's all that's there. Sure. Yeah. You're kind of heel toe, very gently crushing the snow beneath you, trying to find the safest way across. Go ahead and roll me a dex check. Or did you do acrobatics or dex? No, no, no. Adam, did you do acrobatics or dex? Okay, yeah, just roll me a dex check then. We'll just do dex checks for everybody. Oh. Yeah, with a 20, you find your way across really easily. Um, it's a little slippery in certain spots, and I mean, you can see, so you can see things that are like puddling up here or there. You know, it's almost like the ice is melting in the spot or that spot. Um, you do see these small things. You do dodge them on your way across. Um, when you finally get your full 60 feet, or I'm sorry, you're 20 feet across the bridge, and get your full 60 feet of dark vision up the hill. That little plateau, you can't see up it because of the angle you're at, but you can see there is definitely a light source of some kind up there, kind of radiating outwards into the snowy light, or the snowy night. Um, and up the hill from you, it just looks like very, very rough terrain. You can see something that is about the size of you retreating up the hill. And you can also see two smaller goblinoids chasing behind. And because you were the one who fought that hobgoblin, I'll tell you what you're looking at. Not a hobgoblin. Yeah, it's in fact that. Who's next? Okay, yeah, go ahead and roll me a dex check. I mean, you have your padded paws. You're kind of like suited to the snow. In fact, probably give you advantage on this. Yeah, the 17, you find your way across. You kind of like you can smell where everybody else is gone. You follow their immediate trail in the dark. You hear their footsteps. You hear the distance. Um, you do step in a wet spot on the way across. And it's like you're here down is wet. It's water. It's nothing crazy, but there is water beneath your water on the bridge that is made of ice. That's my point. Who's next? Okay, and that smell has become stronger. That new strange smell has become stronger. Thimble, go ahead. Dex check, man. uh, yeah, no, with the 20, you do find your little hoved way across. Flippy clopping the damn fucking the snowy ice all the way across, tick 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 all the way across the damn thing. Um, find your way across though. You successfully locate your teammates. Do you have dark vision? Yes or no? Fun, and none of you have even lit a torch. I love that. Uh, I mean, you could cast light on him because light's a cantrip. I get you. You do have a little fucking egg running around in front of you. Yeah, you guys. I guess you can see this fucking glowing egg in the snow in front of you. He's half buried, and there's this little trail. He's just fucking carving through the snow. Um, the snow is deeper than he is tall. Yeah. I'm sure some of you would somewhere. Sotah, somebody rolled a natural 1 on their dex check, and I let a teammate save them, but took an item instead, killing their character with a 40-foot fall. Hey, it's better than your character in session 4. Uh, Sotah, how are you crossing, and how is Iyan crossing? Invisibly, still. Sure, yeah. Doing the whole singing in the rain thing with his sword out. Sure, yeah. Hear me out. Hear me out. An assassin, right? A rogue assassin, but they're like they put on shoes, and the shoes are cursed to be tap shoes, right? Yeah, because he's learning how to tap. Yeah. God, there is a rhythm to this. Right. Ben, if you're watching, I'm getting creative ways to torture your character. Um, yeah, he finds his way across. He follows in the relative footsteps of those behind him and chases the tiny little lantern running around. Um, Sotah. Yeah, see the bottom. You mean like the arch in it, or do you mean the depth below it? You cannot see that far down. Sure. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you can see in the dark too. So. Okay. I I just want to imagine Ben's character with the sword out, tapping it like a blind person to like probe his way across and hit the ice with the tip of the sword. No, no, and they're fast too, man. Like, yep. Think I won't defend myself against an aggressive blind person. I swear to God. 18. Okay. Hear me out. Hear me out. Our next campaign, you guys all play a character that's devoid of one sense. And it's a different one. It's a different one for every person. One of you is blind, one of you can't smell, one of you can't hear. Oh god. One of you can't feel anything. You're just a fucking vegetable. And the other one can't taste anything. um Shit, what's our sixth sense? Do we just have two blind people? But there's six players. There's six players. Hold on. Sure. Yeah. One of you gets a six wisdom. There we go. We could do that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. See no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. The three fucking you all get to play. You all get to play fucking bonobo chimpanzees. But you all somehow wear spacesuits like those little dolls you see everywhere. We don't know how you got spacesuits in medieval, you know, Faerun, but we don't ask questions. Maybe you're from Eberron. You teleported realms. I don't know. So with your 18, you do make it across Sotah. You can see, so you follow in the footsteps, but you do step in what seems to be a decent sized puddle. It was big enough to fit your foot in it. As you probe your way across, you do find your way. You get across, and you regroup with your team and the shining little ball on the ground. Where do you go from? It's above a cliff, so you can see, like, how do I put this? You know when a door is closed and like the lights are on the inside, you can see like the little rays of light coming through the frame. That's kind of what you're seeing over the edge of the plateau thing that you can see. And it's only coming out of one small area, so it's very likely that Yornir would know this and not Sotah, that it's probably coming from inside something. Sotah just sees streams of light. All of you can see this though. It's not like it's fucking infrared light and they can see it because they can see in the dark. It's just more pronounced for them because they have dark vision. They have the ability to see like the trail upward. Sure. So those of you with dark vision can see 60 feet up the hill. Just at the edge of your dark vision, Sotah, you do see that creature that I had described to Nick, the back of a large, muscular, this like thickness and muscularity of Nick, but furred. Running up the hill, trying to flee you guys, and you see two goblins chasing him. They are just at the edge of your vision, and just as you cross the end of that bridge, you see them for half a second, and they're gone into the darkness. The rest of you, if you begin to head up that trail, you do find it difficult, so it does take you twice as long to climb this thing. None of you are experts in mountainous terrain or snowy terrain, so it is a task to climb. That's a fair point. You are a goat. Are you a mountain goat though? Right, but are you one of them? Are you one of them fuckers that'll put like all four of his feet on a rock that's this big on the side of a Chilean mountain? Right. Right, your dad's also dying. Go ahead and roll me some d20s. In the distance, you hear, ah. When you said mountain goat, I was like, oh shit, there's more characters involved. Go ahead and roll me a d20. Go ahead and roll me a d20. He's doing death saves. Okay, so yeah, you definitely heard that in the distance. uh, in a couple of seconds, we'll have you do his last death save. Because he failed the first one, succeeded on this one. So you're tied 1-1. So you got 6 possible well, 5 possible rolls. Because it has to be 3 successes or 3 failures. We'll see where we go. Yeah, and hope it's not a fail. So you do find your way up this stiff, rocky, like the snow on this side seems to be a lot more frozen than the other side. Augustus, you're smart enough to know terrain well enough to know this is probably the wind blown side of the mountain. It's much colder here than it would be on the side of the mountain you were hiding on. Was the was protected. You know what I mean? It had a wall next to you, so you were protected from the wind blowing over you. But this side was getting the abrupt force of the wind, and this side has a lot more ice to it than snow. So when you did your concussion, you did create an avalanche of sorts that did pull some snow down, and in the distance you still hear that noise growing, getting gradually louder and louder, very very slightly louder and louder, slowly gaining in force and momentum, but it is getting bigger. The village below you thanks you. You know, yeah. um, so, hey, it's a fair point. Think about it, like ice drakes, right? You know, mountain goats, like, the wrath of the gods, as far as I know. Um, Avalanchea, god of avalanche. That's canon D&D. I made that up. Now canon though. You you follow on this very sheer ice cliff, like on the edge of it. Next to you is very rocky, mountainous terrain. Snow in some spots, but a lot of ice. A lot of like boulders that seem to be just frozen where they are, cupped in the ice almost. Um, but you do find what seems to be a turn to the right, right? And as you begin to make more of this incline turn and follow your way up, you find that similar to how the bridge was sort of collapsed on the sides and had gotten skinnier, in front of you there is a small collapse that's about 10 feet, and then you can see more pathway ahead. So you have sheer ice cliff on the left, about a 10-foot span between you and the land in front of you. Whoever's leading the way, I don't probably should have had one of you roll a survival check. Roll a survival check, homie. That's fair, yeah. I mean, 13 kind of gives you everything I just told you. Nothing more special. Um, Sotah, you're the tallest, right? When he's not, yeah, but he's a wolf right now. Go ahead and you can see in the dark. Roll me a perception check at advantage. Yup. All of you can hear above you. It sounds something very loud breaking above you. The rest of you who can see in the dark begin to see snow falling from the sides of you. You can feel the ice next to you begin to kind of shake a little bit. And you can see Sotah specifically, because you're going to say probably in the back, keeping everybody somewhat wrangled while Yornir's leading the charge. You can see a large icicle snap from above you and begin to fall rapidly. Yeah. This is one of those kind of paths. You remember when we went around Ashcliff Keep and I said there was like very little room movable here? You may be able to grab the person in front of you and pull them backwards, but you couldn't grab more than one person just because of like how collapsed you are right here. You're elevated, 20, 30 feet off of the ground at this point, like below you to the right. Above you, you have the broken icicle plummeting down. You can see it at the edge of your vision. It just broke and it's beginning to fall. You have maybe maybe one turn to get whoever you can get out of the way, which would be one person if possible. Okay, so what order are you guys in? The Yornir's in the front, Sotah's in the back. What order are you in beyond that? Okay. Ben the Invisible. Iyan the Invisible. Yeah, so if that's your order, Sotah, go ahead and roll me a d6. Right. Our temporary Iyan, do you think you would have dropped your invisibility by this point? Okay. With your 6, just in the nick of time, you managed to pull Iyan out of the way as the massive icicle plummets into the sort of little bridge you got going here pathway and shatters a part of it off. Who was the person in front of Iyan? Was it Thimble? Or was it your Alodor? But she was in the back leading, like guiding everybody together because she's the only other one that could see other than Yornir. Right? The rest of you are following Yornir following. I'm sorry, the rest of you are following Gisborne, who's following Yornir. So your 20 feet of light is in front of you. Okay, go ahead and roll me a dexterity saving throw. As the ground is crumbled out from underneath you, see if you can jump forward and try and save yourself. Yeah, yeah. Them fucking mountain goat tactics come into play. Go ahead and roll me a death save for your dad too. Um, 2 successes and 1 failure. In the distance, you hear one more. Ah! It's definitely just now catching on to you that you're now too far to save your father if he was to die. But those mountain goat tactics, those mountain goat fucking pack tactics come into play. As the ground starts collapsing below your feet, you just hoof, 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 hit all the broken ice pieces that are fucking beginning to fall with gravity. Step your way up, anime style. Get your ass back up on the cliff. Grab onto Alodor's fur and hold yourself as you're about to fall. Right? Yeah, of course. Alodor, you feel this. You feel this like 40-pound, 50-pound pull against your tail. You know. You know when kids pull on a dog's tail and you just want to punt him across the room? It's like that. Right, and then they turn around, they're like, God damn, this fucking... No, I want to punt the kid, bro. Dogs are okay. I ain't got no problem with dogs. Even dogs that attack people, that person probably fucking deserved it, bro. I hear it. Yeah. It's not great here. Hey, if mine goes out, I don't know what the fuck we'll do, because I didn't plug... So I have two, what do they call, like APC battery backup things, and I meant to plug one into my router. I just haven't done it yet. So I would have internet. Yeah, all the shit I stole. I got a fucking Keurig coffee machine in my room now for no reason. I'll make coffee with it, but you know, now I just never have to leave my room for anything, bro. Great. Yeah, so Iyan does get snatched out of the way by Sotah, pulled back just in time as that big icicle plows into the floor below you, and it pulls away, carves away a massive portion of the pathway that was, you know, probably 8 to 10 feet long. And Thimble will have been in this area as it's carved out of the way. It does like fall out from beneath her feet, and she does some weird fucking mountain goat tick 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 tick, fucking hit like 8 different things. Managed to get up there and grabs onto not Yornir, I'm sorry, Alodor's fucking direwolf tail, and pulls herself back up into safety. So there is another 10-foot gap now. Those of you who are behind Yornir have about 20 feet of space on this pathway that's you know just wide enough to hold your character. And then you have a 10-foot gap in front of you. Now you have a 10-foot gap behind you, and you have roughly a 40 to 50-foot drop below you that only Yornir can see the full drop to where you previously were. Sure, yeah. What do you guys do? It's not the bridge you were on before. It's a pathway that was kind of curving up the side of a hill, like an ice shelf essentially that had formed on top of this hill, or on top of this mountain. You crossed the bridge earlier. You made it across the bridge. You've gone up the path about 60 feet. You begin to make the turn to the right that led you back towards that light that you were looking for before. That's where you're headed right now. So you're going back towards the bridge, but you're 50 feet above it. On a pathway that is hugging the side of the mountain. It's barely wide enough for you to walk on. I mean, you'd be fine because you're, well, shit, no, you're a big wolf. It'd actually probably be pretty rough for you to walk. But like a normal sized wolf could walk this comfortably. You are rough balance on your way up. You know what I mean? And then you just got your fucking, the hair pulled off your tail. You look like a fucking possum now. And then Yornir tells you that there is a 10-foot gap in front of you, and now Sotah knows that there's a 10-foot gap in front of both her and Iyan. And you all did hear her scream, "Look out!" And then you felt something snatch onto your tail and you saw, I mean, you heard Thimble gasping for air, I'm assuming, and she just caught herself from possible death. In the distance, you hear, ah. Yeah, you're muted. Not yet. We'll get to another little dramatic point for your group, and then I'll make you do another one for shits and giggles. I'm trying to draw his death out so it means more. I'm dramaticizing his potential demise. I think it's 8 plus your, no, I'm sorry, it's 10 plus your strength modifier, if I remember right. There's probably an option for it in D&D Beyond. Just type in jump. Look up the specific characteristic for it. I don't remember off the top of my head. So there you go. It is your, if you get a running long jump 10 feet, you get a 10-foot run, you can long jump your entire strength score, which is, otherwise it's happy. Is it your strength score or your strength modifier? Okay, so if your strength is 14, you could jump 14 feet. Otherwise, you could only jump 7 feet. Never. All right. All right, what's the plan? Okay, Dex check to see how secure your rope is. Please. Ah, fuck. Yeah, all right, it's good. It's quite a well done knot. Who's gonna throw him? Well, an athletics check. So yeah, she's in your sight. It's gonna be a little bit of a pain because you're gonna have to throw it like arcing upward over 3 people at a 20-foot distance, then a 10-foot gap. You're still throwing 30 feet, but you're gonna have to arc the hell out of it to get over the 4 people. There are 3 people that are behind you to get it over there. You know what I mean? Well, it's gonna be athletics because you're throwing something. It would be less of a DC if she threw it, higher DC if you, because you're gonna have to throw further, higher, more accurately. She could just lob him 10 feet and hopefully Sotah can catch him. A 10-foot gap. The big icicle that came down had carved you. The 10-foot gap that's in front of you is now between Thimble and Iyan and Sotah now. There's another 10-foot gap behind you. Your trapped on was essentially an island on this ice wall. It's now one. It's now one. Look at his face. It's now. Ah. Right. So yeah, as you throw him, I'm gonna be really kind right now. He just lands in Thimble's hands. Be real kind right now and just let it slide. Good toss. It was a good toss. Yeah. Your is definitely like, I do this myself. And then throws it right at you. Do this myself with a team. Athletics check. That one's the nat one. All right. Sotah, go ahead and roll me a dex check. Patch homie as he's tossed at you. Pretty good throw. You'd be all right. Yeah, I mean you should be okay. Your DC is lower because the throw was okay. And a 30-foot fall. How much rope? Don't his hit points go up with your hit points? Right, but doesn't he get more when you get more? He gets a D4. Okay. I didn't remember how much it was. Right, okay. Yuffie, what'd you get? The 9. The throw is good. It bounces at you. He kind of hits your hands. He's colder than you thought he was gonna be. You drop him for a second, but he does land at your feet. He's still on your side. He unrolls from the ball. He just kind of looks up at you. Shakes the snow off of him. Little clinking noises as his little scales roll together. Kind of like if you shook chainmail. Like if we can't hear you. You're gonna probably have to leave and come back. If you shook chainmail, that's definitely the sound that he makes when he shakes the snow off of him. I can't make it with my mouth, but it's like a little. Listen, get a soundboard, I guess. I don't know. How do? Yeah, much better. But you do have the pangolin now and a rope that is connecting you and Thimble. Yeah, wait. You might need to turn the video off on your phone and just leave the audio on because we can't hear you. Hopefully it's not gonna fucking throw you to the top or anything. Oh, same order. Perfect. That'll work. Much better. Yeah, there we go. There's just too much data for your phone to send at once. Sure, yeah. I mean, you got two pretty strong individuals on each side. He could tightrope that shit. So roll me a basic dex check for Iyan to get across. Or acrobatics. I think he has proficiency in acrobatics. We can do that. Okay. I can pull up his stats if you want to roll a d20. Okay. Yeah, with a 12, he does make his way across. Now there are 5 of you in a 20-foot long area. It is a little cramped. And Sotah, you have pangolin and the rope on the other end. There you go. What do you do? Who dost thou slaughter? Crazy. 10-foot jump, yeah. Yeah, you make the jump. You get all the way across, and you plant your hooves securely on the other side. Sure. Go ahead. You have 10 feet of movement. What's your strength is 20, right? Yeah. So your ability to jump is 20 feet. So you get a 10-foot running start. You go and you jump, and you plant your feet pretty successfully. Go ahead and hit me with an acrobatics check. Right. The only reason I had to make Thimble do is because you fucking mountain goat. 15, you land successfully. Plant your feet. You kind of skid a little bit when you land, but you do securely land. You got a little glowing pangolin on your head, or in your in your arm. But you're there. You're good. You're ready to go. Where do you Oh, I'm just gonna have her roll for her dad again. Um. Okay, athletics check for throwing. And then Thimble make an acrobatics check to. Oh no, just a straight Dex check to catch the. And Sotah, I need a athletics check from you. Yeah, you're throwing the pangolin like a football. Yeah, that's funny. The 15 you do make the throw. With a 13 you do catch him. You successfully have moved the pangolin via a lateral. You have in fact just done lateral toss that. Not first down yet though. Oh. Give me an acrobatics check for Iyan. Yeah, with 25, he successfully skitters his way across the rope. Almost gracefully, you know, makes his way across. Okay. Yeah, you hit your standing long jump. What is your strength? 14, right? You can make it 14 feet. Go ahead and make me an acrobatics check to see how well you land. 15, you successfully land on the side. You do hear the ice below you. You hear it crack under your dense weight. As you hit, it does settle slightly. You hear the splinter go as it starts to crack up the wall next to you. You can see the ice splitting up the wall next to you. But nothing happened yet. It's just you can see. It's kind of like what earlier I was talking about when you step on an ice lake and you see it splinter. That's what's you see it. You see it, you know, jaggedly carving its way up the mountain. He can still understand you. You just can't understand him. Yeah. Do you go jump or do you wait for him to help? And it's 10-foot gap, yeah. Okay. Okay, well with your I mean your strength score is over 10, so you do get to make the jump. Go ahead and make me an the acrobatics check on your landing. Very 20 successful. You do make it across. When you land, it is slick, right? It's fresh snow on top of ice. When you hit, it is kind of like a fucking when a dog walks on a wet mopped floor, freshly mopped floor, how they're kind of like sliding all over the place a little bit. But you do catch yourself, you do steady yourself, and you begin to follow your friends up this trail again. Make room for everybody behind you. When you land, it is rather gracefully, though you do still hear light cracking noises in the wall next to you when your body weight does come in contact with the ice. In the wall next to you, you can hear more of that in the wall. Can't exactly see it. It's not as pronounced as the one that Yornir created. It is there. Last, you're like fucking 300 something pounds. No, not dire wolves. Dragon folk. Even then, homie, that's a lot of weight to be throwing around. Take offense to that. I'm not 4. I'm not 4. I'm almost 5. Okay. Your strength is under 10. Or you know your con. Your con is under 10, right? Right. Yeah. Your con is under 10. That's right. Okay, yeah, so you can make the jump. Acrobatics check, see how well you land. As you land, when you plant your feet, you're very close to the edge of that 10 feet, right? The, yeah, Crystal. The the floor, the ice beneath you, as soon as your feet touch and create like heavy force of contact, you hear, and the floor begins to give way below you. Make me a dexterity saving throw. The 5, you begin to fall. 100, homie. Use the cheat. Let's go. TPK. TPK. TPK with a fireball. 73. Roll a d6. What is the order you are all currently standing in? Who's in the front? It's Yornir, right? Or is it Thimble? Because Thimble jumped first. Okay. Who's after Thimble? Okay. Alodor, you feel incredibly sick. Roll a d4. Right. Roll a d4, homie. 3. You are under the effects of the poison condition for the next 3 hours. You can't be double poisoned. Okay, roll again, because it can't give him the same fucking effect he's got. No, not you. He has to roll a d100 again. I can't give him the same effect. Fucking 0-5? Yeah, roll your d100 again. Yeah, I'm not gonna make you just fucking swat. I want it to be surprising. 5 was rough. Okay, this was a rather fun one when I created it. Roll a d10. You gain 10 pounds. Roll a d. This one was fun. Roll a d10. Your weight changes by a number of pounds equal to the roll. If the roll is odd, you lose the weight. If the roll is even, you gain it. You gain 10 pounds. No, Featherfall succeeds in this circumstance. I don't have it written down that it fails. So Featherfall does succeed, so you begin to fall slowly immediately. One of them is like you have a comical difference in your spell, and like Featherfall, you would grow feathers or some stupid shit like that. You know? One of the D100 things is you get a comical surprise to your spell. Or TPK and spawn 8 fireballs in your team, because that's an option. That is an option. 8 fireballs is an option. Somewhere on that D100 list. I'm gonna make multiple D100 lists for wild magic and then have you roll for which table we use. And then roll a D100. Okay, so you gain 10 pounds instantly. It's not a good looking 10 pounds. It's a rough 10 pounds. Right. Yeah, no, all of a sudden he's been drinking a lot lately, guys. And just all of a sudden, like as he begins to fall in front of you, like you really look at him and you're like, what's all the drinking he's been doing? I just instantly one to the other. Uh, Sotah, you are the last one possible to jump. Uh, you have a rope, so I mean, you can standing long jump 20 feet anyway. It doesn't really matter, though. You are, uh, what is it, 6'7", 6'9", something like that. Meaning you have to be more than 200 pounds. And you're pretty dense muscular, so you're probably in the 300-pound range, honestly. And then right, uh, and in front of you, you see a very slowly, peculiarly following Augustus, like very slow. He's falling like at a normally slow rate as the ice collapses beneath him. And then that is in front of you, Thimble. You see him land, and then the floor below him begin to give way. He's got it with one hand, but being that he rolled so poorly, he's probably gonna lose his grip. My nose hurts so bad. He's just beginning to fall as your turn begins. His feet are probably 6 inches below everybody else's as he's beginning to fall. Try. A good idea. Creative. Thimble would have. Fucking mountain goat. She did leave you with 1 hit point when she knocked you unconscious that one time. from total death, first session with the character. Do you do the yell? Do you do the George of the Jungle yell when you do this? Oh, okay, well, let's hear it. You your camera's not on. You don't have to build up nerve. Let's go. Augustus, you can't see, but all of a sudden you're hit in the back by a fucking freight train. You get hit by a fucking NFL linebacker with the constitution of an 11th grade wearing a pocket protector. uh, uh no. It's psychological. The damage is psychological. It's not physical. It's just its masculinity has been damaged a little bit. Yeah, she makes you feel lighter though. um you do successfully as a group make it across, but I think that's where we'll take our halftime break. No, we're still 30 minutes early. Shit, I didn't look at the clock right. My bad. We're still got 30 minutes. Go ahead. That's true. Thimble, would you like to roll for your father? He has one fail, 2 successes on his death save. Straight d20 roll. 19. Okay. He has stabilized. He still has 0 hit points. He is unconscious. So in the distance, you hear one last, and then it fades. It fades to nothingness. You can't see him. She's gonna meet multiple dads this game. I don't know if you guys are aware of this. It's going to happen numerous times. A lot of goats, yeah. Listen, that's that whole "don't ask me, your mom was the one busting it down" TikTok. Why are there 19 years between us two siblings? Don't ask me. um, but anyway, you do all successfully make it across, and over the next few minutes, you begin to climb again. It gets very, very skinny at certain points. Like you have to put your back or your chest, I guess, if you want to go that way, like against the uh, ice as you're moving forward, and your feet are like, you know, a couple inches of your feet are hanging off this ice shelf. But you can see just ahead it does get wider again. It is difficult at points for Alodor to climb because he cannot go standing vertically. You know, he's on four legs. He can't get off four legs. So at certain points, you know, one of you has to like kind of guide him against the wall and keep pressure against him so he won't fall while he kind of tiptoes. You successfully make it up to the top. Or a kitten, bro. A kitten would have been the move. You only get one hit point. You only get one hit point, but you're dexterous as fuck. Yeah, I guess you could do that. You still have one more wild shape. At the top, you come to another plateau. In this plateau, you can see a cave that is partially unburied by snow. You did not notice this light in the distance until Augustus smacked his knuckles together and created the wave. So, Augustus, you're intelligent enough to realize that you probably uncovered this when you created the concussion and the ice and snow fell off of this thing. It very likely was you that made this thing open to the air again. Inside, those of you, I mean, all of you can see at this point, the stones inside are glowing. The crystals, not very big, you know, they're about the size of, you know, 6 inches long or so. You know, thickness of fucking, I don't know, a crystal girl's fucking amethyst is what these things look like, right? Whatever the fuck you call them, Zodiac girls amethysts. That's about what these look like, but they're, you know, roughly 6 inches long. Very sharp points at the end. Some of them are slivers. Some of them are actual like crystalline structure where they're almost hexagonal. And they are glowing. And they are pale blue light. The crystals themselves appear to be pale. There are not very many of them. But they do protrude in places in the room to give it sort of lit air. Sure. Roll me a history check. Or just straight intelligence checks, not necessarily history. Yeah, okay. With 17, you would know that this is something that dwarves used to like to mine for. Colloquially known as glowstone. Mm-hmm. Sure. Sure. Roll me. Kind of a rough. I guess probably just a straight dexterity roll. See how like finely you can get them out without trying to break them. You would know with your intelligence check they're pretty fragile. They're known to be pretty fragile. They maintain their glowing nature even when removed from their source. And that they often functioned in the idea of a glow stick. That you could throw them down an alleyway to see for a distance. Yeah, just straight dex roll. Or you've heard tale of people. Let's see. You've heard tale. You've heard tale of people like tying them to arrows and using them for a long distance vision. You could fire them at a distance and see what it lands near for about 10 feet. Yeah, with the dirty 20, you do some. Roll me a d6. It's a good roll. I'll give you a 6. I was gonna say 4. 6. Yeah, you successfully acquire 6 glowstones. The other things you see in this room: a frozen body. It looks to have very little rot on it. The body appears to be drow, specifically dark, very very dark skin, almost purplish black in a nature, like very very dark purple. The eyes are very pale, the hair very silver. That's they're wearing like dark leathers, dressed in like silver adornments. Um, they have next to them there's a large pile of goods next to them. You see food, you see like storage of water, you see you know what, no, I'm sorry, you see storage of food, you see one container of what would be, you know, for you guys would be a water sack, but this doesn't look exactly like your normal water sack. It looks more like a flask, but not metal, some other kind of material. There's a lot of snow over here, so it's hard to discern what a lot of stuff is without uh, better examining what's happening there. The body has a lot of snow covering it, so you can't examine everything. You can only kind of see it from here up at an angle, and then you can see like one arm protruding from the snow. What? Oh, you're okay. And then let's see. You also see that one arm is kind of protruding upwards, and one arm seems to be covering something in the snow. It looks like it's resting on top of something. But whatever it is buried in snow. And you can also see the remains of a bear that are frozen to death. Like it was sliced open, but now it is frozen. So the guts and viscera are just frozen in a red pile next to it. Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna roll for this. It's fine. So as you begin to uncover what this is, it is a chest. There is a chest. Underneath his arm, underneath the snow, there is a square top, almost trunk like, not so much chest, but it looks more like a trunk. Has some finely ordained, ingrained, yes, fine like silver filigree ingrained into it. It does seem to be a rather nice wood, though it is frozen shut. And there's like a fine layer of ice around it. Even the handles are like frozen down to it, so carrying it would be kind of a task. It is, I mean, it's about twice the size, about this size, but twice as thick. So it's not massive, you know, maybe 16, 18 inches across, a foot deep, and probably 10 inches depth. Or sorry, not it'd be 10 width, 10 depth. And as Alodor begins to collect these little things and stuff them into his bags, it begins to get dimmer and dimmer in this room because he's taking light source. What is anybody else doing? Sure. Yeah, it probably takes you the better part of, I don't know, 5 minutes, 8 minutes or so. Alodor, what are you doing as Wolf Master Flex? What are we doing here? Sure, yeah, hit me with a perception check. Are you trying to focus it on hearing or scent, or are you just trying to look around? Okay, yeah, go ahead and get advantage then. With a 14, this room smells like death, but it smells fresh even though everything in the room is frozen. So whatever happened here, you can probably put together that when the death occurred, it was frozen almost immediately, and now it's been reintroduced to slightly warmer air, and that death smell is beginning to protrude again. Beyond that, you don't smell any of those nasty, disgusting goblin smells, or that different smell that you can't exactly place. You don't smell either of those. You do. You do smell kind of a sulfur smell, kind of a almost volcanic sulfuric smell. It seems to be protruding from the floor. Right, as you track around the room, you try and see where it's locating from. The closer and closer you bring your head to the ground, the stronger it gets. And we'll say as you get closer to a wall, you find a slight crack in the wall where no ice had formed. Right, and as you got closer and closer to it, the smell got stronger and stronger, and you can probably isolate that this is where that smell is protruding from. Just it's a sliver crack that's maybe a foot long, very jagged, angular. Just a split in the stone that's behind this ice. Scratch at it? Sure. Make me a fucking claw attack? I don't know. Is that an option for a wolf, right? You can bite or claw, I figure, like. It'd be the same stats, yeah. Uh-huh. Technically, you should have had it on your perception checks. It's fine, don't worry. Yeah, it would have been just a solo roll. What are we looking at? A what? 10? 9? Okay, I can't hear you. Fucking hands covering your mouth. I can't hear you. Yeah, with a 9, I mean, you do strike at it, but it is stone and you're using claw. You know, you grind your claws down a little bit, but don't seem to make much effort. You get a couple of pieces of like the little shale that's in the rock will splinter off, but you don't get anything major. The smell doesn't get any more pronounced, doesn't get any stronger. It just seems to be protruding from this crack in the wall. All of you can hear that kind of as he's grinding against his claws as it's stone. He is a dog, in fact, scratching at something that's interesting to him in a corner. Sure. The splitting maul. You gonna hit it with the hammer side or the axe side? Okay. Right, yeah, it's just a crack in the wall. You walk over and you take a swing into it. Go ahead and make me an attack roll. Right. You make contact. It's a wall. That's pretty low AC. Yeah. Roll me some damage, son. No, you will have to add the extra dice. I could not figure out how to make it do the auto rolls for you. I'm sorry about that. 13 damage? That's just the regular roll, right? You still have to roll the extra d8 or whatever? Or d12? Gotcha. Yeah. 13 plus what? You gotta roll another d12, don't you? And then there's another plus 1 d12 because it's the... Right. And then it doesn't automatically do that when you click roll the damage. You have to just roll another d12 and add it in. Yes. Yeah, it's 2d12. Mm. 21. Yeah, 21. Yeah, you when you smack into this wall, it does shear a decent amount of rock out of it. Nothing major, but you get a good cleave into it. Another portion of the shale begins to separate from the wall. The hole becomes slightly larger in front of Alodor, and the smell stays the same. Yornir, you can't necessarily smell this smell, but you see him getting excited about something here on the wall. When you come up and swing, you create contact. Ping! Loud metal ringing into the room. As you hit the immovable stone, it does reverberate through you a little bit, and that ringing sound kind of echoes through your head slightly. Everybody in the room hears that loud ping, and as it rings, as it reverberates anyway through the room. What are the rest of you doing? Alodor and Yornir are interested in cracking the wall. Right, yeah. Thimble is on the other end of the room trying to fucking slam a dagger into some ice around a chest. Right, yeah. About this point, you probably would have got it as everybody's kind of concluding their activities, what they can do at the moment. You probably would have got to this point. Okay. Which one do you use? Okay. Go ahead and roll me a jeweler's check at disadvantage of the ice. Great. I think it's just Dex plus you're proficient in it. Then it's Dex plus proficiency plus d20. Okay. With a 14, you begin to smack one corner of the ice. Roll me a d20. We're looking for evens and odds here. Odds is good, evens is bad. Okay, with a 19, you managed not to break your tools, but the ice does not seem to give way. Thimble, you notice as you slam your dagger into the corner of one of these, one of the corners of the trunk here, the ice does not break. Your dagger sticks into it and just stops, and you hit it again and it just kind of skitters off to the side. You have not even left a scratch. Make me a perception check when you pick it up. Mm-hmm. Does in fact have to be perception. Unless you just like to use your passive instead. It's one or the other before you roll. um, with a 4, when you pick it up, when you kind of heft it, you know, you get one side up, one side up. Something moves inside the chest. Not like it's something inside the chest is not frozen. That's what I'm trying to say. You notice that something inside the chest shifts. Augustus, you hear something inside the chest shift. Hear it. She feels it. And the noise is very slight. It's not pronounced. It's very much just a something moving inside whatever padding is inside his chest. Yuffie, what is Sotah doing this whole time? We haven't heard from you in a second. Okay, she's gonna try and attack the wall. Perfect. Roll me a d20. An attack roll. Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. Since the time it took you to get up to the cave, probably 15 minutes since you, well, probably 20 since you first got shot. In total, climbing the hill once you got across the bridge and everything. No, I'm sorry, including the bridge crossing, including the ice kind of pathway crossing. That probably 15 minutes has passed. And since you got into the cave, probably 5. Just so you can break it up a little bit. 20 since you got shot, 15 since you crossed the bridge, and since, or sorry, 5 since you've come into this cave. Hey man, I am nothing but a clock, in fact. You never know, man. What'd you get on your attack roll? Okay, somebody roll a d20. Oh, okay. What's your modifier for your sword? Okay, with an 18. Yeah, you make contact with the wall, definitely. Right in the split of the little crevice in the wall. That has been pronounced slightly by Yornir's pretty nasty swing with 21 damage. Yeah, with another 11 damage, you smack into the wall, and another slight piece of shale separates. The hole becomes slightly bigger. It's maybe gone from 1 inch wide to about 2 inches wide right at the end. Smell stays the same, Alodor. It's not getting any stronger though. The hole is getting bigger. It's pretty stagnant. It's not like anything is blowing out of the hole. It's not like you're standing in front of a dryer vent. But the smell is just there. It is rancid. It is volcanic. It is very much hot, nauseous gas. What? I don't even have a rebuttal at this point. Yeah, you've been in the confessional too long is what happened. Right, Catholic Church, we're on to you. We know what happens in those little booths. Catholics are added to the list of people that get made fun of. Bro, y'all thought for a second, like, what the fuck? How are you gonna listen to people that's still doing this shit? I just know somewhere. I know somewhere there is a Catholic priest defense fund. And I know somewhere there's an accountant that should just scam all the money out of it. Right. They just get swapped to a different fucking region and then start doing shit there. Where they get diddled by the old, the oldest of the old guy. What do we call him? The poke turtle, poke tortoise. Listen. Kiss the ring. He's not talking about the ring on his finger. Not the ring on his finger. Is all I'm saying. Uh. What is the British news gonna complain? I'll just make fun of them, and then they'll be like, "At least our schools aren't shooting galleries," and I'll be like, "At least I don't sound like I'm a fucking dork." Jesus. Right? Yeah. At least I don't need braces countrywide, bro. Jesus. You could like you ain't got one good set of teeth throughout all of England. You could take all the proper teeth in every mouth in England and couldn't make one full mouth out of it. Listen, our schools may be shooting galleries, but at least it's not a medieval fucking night brawl to try and get to math class, okay? It's not fucking dudes in armor beating the shit out of each other to try and get to math class, all right? And maths. Let's talk about this shit. Maths. Mathematics. It's mathematics. Mathematics. Not mathematics. Funnily enough, we don't. Queen's English is incorrect. It's just some fucking rich people shit that the rest of you adopted. Anyway, we're going to break. Fuck British people. We'll be back in 15 minutes. Where I get to make fun of more British people.
Yep.
Oh no.
They're done for. They're not going to exist after this stream.
British people?
Yeah, because they're all going to go hide in their fucking caves.
Yeah.
You mean the caves in the countries they think they're entitled to?
Yes.
Are there caves in the
know.
White Cliffs of Dover? I feel like those are the only place they could be. Yuffie, what's happening?
I was gonna say, I want you to know that it took a lot of self-restraint to not go ahead and just automatically use my disheartening strike to make the wall afraid of me.
I mean, if you want to retcon that in, I'll allow it.
The wall to.
Do you want to retcon it in?
Absolutely.
The wall can now, in fact, get no closer to you.
Let's go.
Canonically, the wall can get no closer to you now. It is, in fact, afraid.
So if Sotah walks up to the wall, would it get pushed back?
No.
Oh.
No, the one who is frightened cannot approach the one who did the frightening. The one who did the frightening can approach the frightened.
Okay.
And I think it's the frightened one has to take their action to dash away, if I remember right. I don't remember how disheartening strike is worded, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. They have to take the action to dash away, if possible.
Let me read it. Disheartening
Wall.
strike. When you hit a creature with an attack using this weapon, you can fill the target with unsettling dread. The target has disadvantage on the next saving throw it makes before the end of your turn, or the end of your next turn. Once that's it. It just.
The stone, in fact, shivers. Consider its
Yeah.
timbers shivered.
Shiver me
I'm just here to
timbers,
assert my
blue.
dominance over everything.
Uh,
and
There's
that's what
one
Sotah
drop
does.
little sweat going down the
When
wall.
Sotah, what we'll do, when Sotah makes connection with the wall, the room shakes a little bit. It's a little scared. Some snow buries the hole going outside.
Sotah absolutely is just here to assert dominance on absolutely everything she can. Augustus was one of those things, unfortunately.
Damn. Did he
So,
sword?
wall
he what?
included.
Oh,
What, Cass?
talking to myself. Sorry, homie.
Okay, I heard you say something about a sword, so I don't know if I.
My apologies.
Dude, I don't give a shit. Live your life.
Whoa.
Where am I? There we go.
I'm 2 followers from 200, guys.
Nice.
Was it like 146 when we started D&D, I think?
Yes. Maybe. Level 28. Nice.
Honestly, I just haven't got a good enough game to sit down and like play it on stream consistently, so this is pretty much what I've been streaming.
Just
Just
play
D&D and
Apex,
D&D
homie.
reruns. I can't stream Apex, dude. It drops my stream to 2 frames. Cannot stream it.
Minecraft.
What?
I cannot stream it. I used to be able to, but then there was an update to Apex when it went to season 11, right? When Ash was released. No, not Ash. It was after Ash. There's Maggie, but there's somebody before that, right? No, it was when Ash was released. Yeah. Ash was season 11, 12 was Maggie. Yeah. When Ash got released, I could not stream it. Just stopped all of a sudden. It only goes from my computer to Twitch at like 2 frames a second.
Oh damn.
Yep. My game plays fine. It just the stream won't output to anything more than 2 frames, and it looks like utter shit. You can't hear me talk. You can't hear anything. So I gave up on it. I can stream Call of Duty. I can stream World War 3. I can stream all these other games I play, but I cannot do Apex.
What the hell's World War 3?
It's a PC game. It's pretty good. It's what Battlefield 2042 should have been, in my opinion. Like, it has a lot of potential. It has a lot of real equipment. Like, you can shoot a Hellfire, you can shoot a Mephisto, you can shoot a fucking, you can drive a boomerang, you can do all kind of shit. Drive a
Did they
Leviathan
just
drone.
release an update for it though?
World War 3 or Battlefield 2042?
Battlefield. They just updated a lot
Maybe.
of shit. Or
It's still dog
they're
shit.
about to.
It's
Yeah,
still
but people were
terrible,
saying
dude.
it's supposed to help it out a lot.
Yeah, it's what it's
But
gonna
you know how
do. What this
Battlefield
update is
games
gonna
are
do
when they
is
fucking first drop.
first drop, sir. What? It's April,
When the fuck did it drop?
November,
Oh, okay, never mind then.
or no, October. I'm sorry. This one dropped in October because I bought it just as soon as I got back from Spain. Maybe it was November. Fuck.
Something like that.
Yeah, it's almost May. It's dog
almost
shit.
May?
It's terrible. Yeah, it's April
It's gonna
30th.
be May.
No, shut up.
It's gonna be May in 22 minutes.
Doesn't April have a 31st? No, March
Nope.
does. Right, yep, April's not.
Nope, yep. April ends today. Goodbye to my birthday month. Tragic.
Happy birthday. I don't know where I'm at right now. I'm sorry.
You're in a hotel, homie.
Don't remind me. Unfortunately. still gotta go parachuting without a parachute one of these days.
Listen, man, live your life. You know what?
I'm gonna get.
What
I
little
just
would be
wanna
left of it in
look.
that circumstance?
No, nothing bad. I just want to try to be one of those people that falls out of a plane without a parachute and survives. So I have to get stupid wasted,
Look,
like
the key to those
absurdly
is,
wasted, homie.
yeah, the key to those is you can jump out of a plane without a parachute at any height below 10 feet. It doesn't have to be in the air completely.
Nah.
If you
Not
think about
completely.
it, like when you exit an airplane after flying it, like technically you're jumping out of an airplane.
Yeah, see, as long as you float, you can say you've jumped out of an airplane.
Boy, quit fucking running away, dude. Fuck.
Are you playing?
Diablo,
Which one?
the third one.
Good one.
Yeah.
I just signed up for the Diablo Immortal playtest.
There's a new one.
Yeah, it's gonna be in between Diablo 2 and Diablo 3. It's like a standalone campaign between them. And then Diablo 4 is still set for the release at the end of this year or beginning of next. I think it's the end of this year.
I think it's, yeah,
I think it's
it should be
Q4
holiday this
2022.
year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be holiday.
Definitely gonna get that.
Can't fucking wait.
Unless Modern Warfare 2 comes out this year. That's the only thing I plan on buying at the end of the year is that.
Modern Warfare 2?
Yeah, I've been so underwhelmed by.
Are they remaking it or some shit?
It's like they did with MW 2019. It's still.
Yeah, that was a prequel. So
That was a
they're gonna
prequel.
continue.
Yeah, they're gonna continue the prequel, I guess. Tell more of the story before he groups the team up together.
Yeah, because there's a whole thing before, and at the end they left it open for a whole nother team. And then it's the start of.
It fucks up the dates a lot because, like,
Yeah.
at the end of that one, like the photo of him and Alex and fucking
They just might as well remake the whole series.
Gaz and all that. No, I don't think about remaking it. I mean, they've already remastered 4 and Modern Warfare 2.
That's fair.
You know, you don't have to remake them. Why does Nick look like he's about
Modern
to, like...
Warfare 2, wasn't it just the campaign though?
Yeah, that's all they
Release
remastered.
Multiplayer, which sucks.
Yeah, well, yeah, I was super pissed about that too because I paid the fucking $20 for it.
For the fucking ghost skin too, when.
Yeah, I
Modern
guess it did
Warfare
have a
was
ghost skin
big
too,
thing.
didn't it? Yeah. Yeah, everybody used that one until the fucking Rose skin came out because it was the only other dark character.
Oh my god, fucking Rose, dude.
I've always run Nikto or the Milsim characters.
Fuck yeah, dude. That's Necto's the man. That's it.
His
I
name
like
literally means nothing in Russian.
Fire.
But that's the idea is that he doesn't have a name. He is no one.
Oh, did you see the new skins they released? I
The
stopped playing it,
fucking
but I saw.
Godzilla and King Kong skin, they look terrible.
Yeah.
They're so
No
gimmicky,
way.
dude. It looks like
I know, but that's what makes them good though.
It doesn't though.
Ah, come on.
Listen, anything that has come post the merger of Black Ops Cold War and Warzone, dog shit.
Did you get the Snoop Dogg skin?
No,
Or
dog
whatever?
shit.
Bruh. Terrible. Hurry. There beast out once. Like, oh.
Dude, I'll read down Diablo if you want.
Huh?
I'll read down Diablo if you want to play through it.
I'm playing it on the PS. Is it
I
cross?
think it's cross-platform.
I've got it.
I know I can play with
Okay.
Xboxes. I don't know if I can play with PlayStation.
I don't think we can. I think I checked.
Yeah,
I
somebody
think
might have
that's
to look
one
it
of
up.
the
I know I
things,
can play with
yeah,
Xboxes.
unfortunately. And I got rid of my Xbox because.
On PS4 and PC, play Diablo together. No, not between those two platforms.
Damn. That's fucking malarkey.
They did say they're gonna have cross-platform on Diablo 4, but that's also almost a year away, so they could change their mind. You know, we're still waiting
Yeah.
on fucking Bungie to give, or not Bungie, 343 to give us Forge and fucking co-op campaign.
Oh, and Halo.
So, yeah, and Infinite. Because they
How is
released
that?
a functioning fucking game without the co-op. They didn't give us fucking co-op, of all things. You couldn't give us that.
A game literally based around Go.
Right. A game designed to be
entire
played
series.
by numerous. Couldn't give it to us.
Literally, a series started with the initial thought of Go.
Also, Paramount, what the fuck?
What's wrong with Paramount?
I have spent more time looking at fucking Pablo Shriver's face than I have looking at Master Chief's helmet. What the fuck?
Shits and giggles, homie.
Let me catch a Paramount fucking executive out in the streets. All I'm saying, dude, let me catch a Paramount executive out in the streets. I will fuck you up.
They paid that man too much money for fucking showing his face.
Is the show good at least? I haven't seen it yet.
The fight
Is it
scenes are
at
good.
least?
Everything
Parts of
else,
it are,
everything else is Chief's
fucking a lot of
dramatic
shit up.
journey of self fucking discovery.
Yeah, they're fucking a lot.
And
of shit.
and somehow the Mandalorian, because he's like protecting a child.
Mandalorian is good though. I like that show.
Sure. This one's
They
not.
did really
The
good
fight
on- they
scene,
did
the
really
fight
good on,
scenes are
like, the
good.
ship,
The ships are good. Nothing else is
and then
worthwhile.
some of the technical stuff, like we finally saw a Magnum.
Yeah, 5 episodes
really
in, we
bad.
see the first Magnum.
What?
Yeah.
That's like the basic.
Right. And this is a prequel
Oh,
to
okay.
Halo 1. Because like Halo has not happened yet. The actual discovery of the ring has not happened yet.
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough.
Right, because he's finding the keystones.
Yeah.
It's bullshit.
Ooh.
Stop taking his fucking helmet off. You're gonna
Yeah,
give me alcohol
sucks a little bit.
poisoning.
Oh, drinking game. Watching that show every time he takes his helmet off, drink.
Right. You're gonna give me fucking alcohol poisoning. Paramount. Ugly
Do
ass.
you wanna die? Cause that's how you die.
I will piss on your studio building.
Oh balls.
You know what grade schooler kids do? They take like a wad of like paper towels, soak it
I
in
will
piss or
put
something.
a dead possum in the ceiling tiles of your studio.
Yeah,
you
put
sons
in
of
the air
bitches.
vent, so
Put his
all these
goddamn
towels
helmet
dead
on.
possum.
Stupid ass take fucking helmet off every 45 fucking seconds.
He has a quota, man. Come on.
Pablo Shriver should have Pedro. Fuck no, it's Pablo. Pablo Shriver should have no fucking screen time. You should have picked a 7-foot tall man, put him in the fucking suit, put the suit on him, and just had the fucking voice actor talk over him shaking his head. You could have fucking red versus blued the whole thing. No one would have complained. Not a single fucking person would have been like, why didn't he take his fucking helmet off?
No, but they would have found other shit to complain about.
Well, they could have just CGI'd on like an.
Also,
If they wanted. Come on.
also, he has facial hair,
Oh yeah.
right?
What?
He has facial hair. He doesn't have a shaved head,
Sometimes.
right? Grunt, I have heard no shit talking from a grunt.
They've talked about grunt shit talking, but they have not.
Right,
actually shown us
they
grunt
hinted
shit
at
talking.
it, but they have not. I have not seen a grunt go, "It's the demon," and fucking run. I haven't seen a single suicide grunt.
And then they gave jackals fucking energy swords.
And jackals have energy swords. What the fuck is that?
I think those are actually canon.
Maybe to the books, but not to the fucking games.
Yeah.
They've got shields. They don't need the swords.
Right. Like the jackals are your fucking medieval knights of you know, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. They showed the proper size, the proper size of a needler, the proper size of a plasma pistol, the proper size of a carbine. all this shit was proper sized, how massive it really is, how a brute is really fucking like 9 foot tall and 4 feet wide. You know, brutes are fucking massive. The brute they did was fantastic. The enemies they have done very well. The fucking psychotropic, introspective, fucking self-discovery mission that he is on is stupid as shit. It invalidates, unless they can wipe his memory again, it invalidates the rest of the story. Because anybody who has been betrayed by their creator does not go and fulfill that creator's dream and save their race later on down the road. That story is you gotta make a fucking hell of a jump from point A to point B here. Right, it's never brought up. It's already done. We're just on a rant about Halo. Put your fucking helmet on. Okay. Pablo fucking Schreiber. I don't give a shit if you're Liev Schreiber's cousin. He was the great fucking Sabretooth, but you're a shit Master Chief. Also, we can see your 4-inch risers, okay? We can see that they put your 6'1" ass in 4-inch riser boots. You're not hiding nothing, shorty. We can see it. Honestly, you should have took the fucking 7 foot tall guy that did the fucking BLM riots, right? The Black Lives Matter riots. That 7 foot tall dude that was wearing ninja armor, or whatever the fuck he was wearing. Slapped the goddamn plastic Halo suit on him and let the goddamn voice actor talk over him. That's all you had to do. That's all you had to do. They did it in fucking Halo Forward Unto Dawn. What did they do? The voice actor spoke over a dude just shaking his fucking head. That's all you had to do. Everyone loved Halo Forward Unto Dawn. They wanted more, and that's all they gave us. Ultimately, get your shit together, Paramount. You're pissing me off. You're pissing me off. Who hurt me? Paramount Plus. Paramount Plus. Paramount Plus has caused me psychological trauma. Listen, Paramount Plus, Amber Heard shit in my bed. That is what has happened. They have pulled an Amber Heard and shit in my bed. That is what Paramount Plus has in fact done to me. Emotionally. They have shit in my bed like Amber Heard did to Johnny Depp. You gave the faceless a face. God damn it. No, do it like you did at the end of Halo 4. If he has to take his helmet off, shoot that shit from an angle that you can't fucking see his face. At the end of Halo 4, when he takes his helmet off, you get to see him from here down. You see his jawline, and then you see the back of his head. That's it. That's fucking... Pablo Schreiber does not. No. Master Chief was built like a brick shithouse. Yeah, Master Chief... Do you remember the Timothy Oliphant Hitman movie? That was what Master Chief was supposed to look like, but 7 feet tall. He's supposed to be hairless. From fucking top down. Be as interested in that as you want to be. Let's roll back into D&D. I know, a hard comment to separate from. I hear you. So the final thing that's happened here, before we went to break, Sotah swings her sword. It clashes against the stone wall. The stone fucking timbers are shivered. The room shakes slightly, and the hole that you all entered gets covered up by snow as it shifts down on top of it. You hear as she slams a dagger into a chest, loot goblin-y. Sure. Okay, what are you doing, Thimble? Are you still slamming a dagger into it? Okay, that's right. That's right. Yeah, you picked it up and you heard something inside shift. I'm sorry, you felt it shift. Augustus heard it shift. What happens? What are you guys doing? The hole behind you closes up. It immediately gets. I mean, it was dark outside, so it doesn't get any really darker in here, but somewhat. Yeah. The light sources that he's been plucking from the wall. A couple of them as he's doing them break, so it is rather dim in this room. Yeah, as you see the fucking mining crew over here. Tink, tink, tink. Tink, tink, tink.
I'll hit the wall one more time with my hammer.
Sure. Roll a d20.
Poor substrata.
11.
11 hits, yeah, the wall has a low AC. It doesn't move, in fact.
Yeah.
So 16 plus 26 damage.
26 damage, yeah. You get
With the
another
hammer?
splinter shoots off from the wall. Like another crack splinters off of the main crevice.
I hit it with the blunt side, so the hammer part of it.
You hit it with the hammer side. Oh, okay, so you're creating a concussive force instead of like a slashing force. Yeah, so as you hit it, the wall, in fact, timbers keep being shivered.
Timber me shivers.
The room, it shakes a little bit, and you can hear more snow as it kind of piles over top of the room.
I'm done with the wall.
Yeah,
No.
I was walking away.
I guess this will move over and try and shift some of the snow out of the door. See how deeply we're buried.
Okay. How are you doing this? Are you just like trying to push it? Are you
Trying to push it for now to see how like deep it's got it covered now.
make me a strength check?
And can his hands go through it?
Yeah, make me a
is it
strength check.
super depth? Yeah, it's loading. I'm gonna have to roll. I'm gonna have to refresh.
With strength check, as you put your hands into the snow, it does have some heft and solid weight to it. It is it's more than you could move. You don't get but a few inches in before you kind of. It's not necessarily solid. It's just heavier than you can push.
Awesome. Okay. If you guys are done back there, how about you help me move the snow? If not, it's going to get very loud in here very quickly.
I go and help with the snow with my axe.
Okay, what are you doing?
Cutting the snow with my axe.
Okay,
He's effectively attacking snow now.
roll a fucking attack roll, man. Hit it. You want?
Okay,
You have a lot of options, but I love this one as being the go-to choice.
well, I'm like shoveling it with the axe.
Oh, well, I mean, shoveling it wouldn't be a strength. I guess. Well, that's fine. We'll just count the roll. Yeah. I mean, as you go and you begin to kind of like use the blade to try and claw into the ice, you make some progress, but it seems to be that this exit was quite buried your way in because of all your concussions into the wall. All the timbers, in fact, being shivered.
Okay. Could I take a torch out and light the torch?
Sure.
I'm gonna do that and melt the ice,
Okay.
the snow.
Your axe also turns into a torch. You know that, right?
Yeah, but doesn't it use a charge?
I don't know. Does it?
I haven't read.
I gave it
the
a lot of
entire-
powers. So one of them does like an extra D4 or whatever of fire damage when you just ignite it. It's not using the concussion of the pyroclastic flow. It's using like just a fire ring.
What? Yeah, the fucking embers of forge.
Maybe, I don't know. It says something about D6 of fucking D4, D6 of fire damage extras when you're basically casting light on it, but it's fire at the same time.
Oh no, that's a different one. It's like a lava thing.
Yeah, no, it's pyroclastic flow. Yeah, that's a spell it's casting. That's a charge.
Yeah.
Further
you
down,
still-
it should say something about.
As an active, you can activate them all. It bursts into flame. Blah blah blah. 10 feet radius. Swarms.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that instead.
Okay.
It doesn't say it costs anything.
No, yeah, I think you can do it. I think
It's
it's
just-
twice
it's-
per day,
yeah.
if I remember right. But yeah, you can you grab the handle, you think about it, and the hammer end, not the blade end, ignites.
Yeah. It just says it's similar to the flame tongue. It just says as a bonus action you can deactivate it.
Right. It's so I'm describing to you how it's working though. When you grab
Oh,
it,
yeah,
you
yeah.
think about it, it ignites. There is a metal band that has what look like almost rivets into it around the pretty close to the edge of the hammer, and that is what ignites in flames. It's that metal band. It's not the entire hammer. So as you pick it up and kind of hold it outwards, the flames can trickle upwards. And the snow begins to turn to water in front of you and melt. After several minutes of this, you do finally create an exit. About 5 feet of snow had been piled on top of this hole. And that was me rolling a d6 twice. But you do cover yourself up. Or sorry, not cover yourself. You uncover yourself, so I'd say. And you melt a way out. A way out enough to where you could just like push what's remaining of the snow out of the way. And you do still have your pathway, and you have light now. All of you can see the fire.
Man, why didn't I do this from the fucking beginning?
I don't know, man. I told you had a lot of options.
Listen, man, I didn't read this shit.
You could have
Yeah.
breathed fire into the thing to just melt it all away. You could have.
Okay, listen, but if I did that, I couldn't use it for the rest of the day.
Right, yeah, it's a short rest thing.
And what are the off chance that we, get in a combat and I want to use it then?
I feel like it's 50-50, yes or no.
Exactly. So I used an option that didn't cost
Yeah,
anything.
it doesn't cost you anything. It's why I gave you that ability, is because it doesn't cost anything. Yeah, so you all find your way out. Hobo is now holding a chest.
That's a funky looking chest.
It's frozen solid.
I'm talking about the thing on your screen.
What? Oh, her fucking water bottle or whatever the hell this is.
Lava lamp.
Lava lamp, yeah, whatever the thing is. It's very much giving me Scholastic Book Fair.
God, dude, I missed
It is.
this.
You said yes,
Hobo
that's
is
exactly what it
saying
is.
You're muted.
You're still muted.
You're muted.
She doesn't have her headphones in. Here we go.
I don't have headphones anymore. I have a charger. It's very much early 2000 Scholastic Book Fair.
Right. That's the one where you had to steal your parents' money to go buy anything. That's it.
Or you just stole it from the book fair.
That's
Yeah,
true.
because they
I was
didn't
saying,
have
yeah,
any
I
fucking...
never. They gave book fair tokens that I always. And no one ever questioned it. All I'm saying.
See, I always
I
thought
cheated
that
and
the book fair
always
was really fucked up for kids who couldn't afford that shit. So
I cheated and like volunteered in the library tutoring kids, and I literally would count the jelly beans that they put in the jar. Like I would dump it out and count them,
Yeah.
and then put them all back in.
See, ours would our
And so I would fuck with the people too. I would be like 4 short because I would take 4 out, right?
Yeah.
And then they would go back and they'd be like, "Oh no, that's the wrong number." And I was like, "I think you should count it."
I think you should count.
And they're like, "Oh no, we
yeah.
already did." And it would be like 1141 or something. And I would take 4 out and put 1137 and just make them recount all of them just because I was a dick.
No, they would give us points for books we read, and so like I would just keep submitting the same book that I've read over and over again. They'd give me points for it.
Also, I'm just mad smart, and I could weigh them. If you weigh one jelly bean and then you weigh the glass jar, you can then just know how many are in it by the weight.
Yep.
Excuse me.
I just took a bunch of like
Oh,
bookmarks.
here in a bit.
But anyways, you guys find your way out. As you exit, you do find that same path that you were on before. Some snow has piled onto it, but it's still passable. After roughly 60 feet of travel, you do notice that the 10-foot gap is still there. The 20-foot piece of bridge is still there. And then the 10-foot gap is still there, leading to the descent that leads to the original incline, going up to where those 2 goblins and whatever that third creature was that was as big as Yornir were running up the hill.
Because he's going into this.
Yeah, you tell him, Crystal.
Yeah, Crystal, get him.
What's she talking?
I don't know.
Sorry.
I hear somebody yelling.
She forgot to mute. That's why.
Tisk.
How are you guys gonna get across the gap here, and where are you gonna go from there?
Yeah, how big is the gap to go upwards?
Well, you're going back downwards to the original incline.
Oh, but this was
Right.
a split off path?
Yes. Yeah. So this was, you had an option to either chase the 2 goblins and the other thing uphill, or cut off to the right and go to that light. You guys went to the light. The light was those gems.
Gotcha.
And Hobo is now frozen chest.
I want to try to unfreeze the chest with my glowing axe.
You hold the axe to it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not even melting or
Nope.
anything?
Nothing happens.
Okay, I'll be right back though.
Okay.
I'm gonna cling to this magical ice chest like it's gonna keep me alive somehow. I don't know.
In the distance, you hear, ah.
Dad! He's back up! He's okay!
What if that's the other one though?
No. What other one?
He's a wolf. You can't understand him.
Oh, right.
So,
Alright,
what
well,
do we do?
going down a bit's easier. Those that can just jump across, go ahead and start going. And then we'll leave 2 strongest in between so that Iyan can cross. And those that need a little bit more help can cross with the rope again.
Okay. For the sake of brevity, we'll say everybody make me 1 dexterity check in total, and that'll be your landings, and we'll make it happen.
I like freaking out because we are getting surrounded by
Ooh, nat 1.
and I'm about to
Oh boy, that's good.
Can I argue that I don't have to make one because goat?
No, I'll give you advantage.
Oh.
17.
Nice.
freaking back gate locked again. I don't know where the lock is.
9.
Great.
It's not locked.
Roll for Iyan too.
Okay.
Nat
20.
Sure, makes sense. Yuffie, what did Sotah get on your dex check?
4.
Okay, a lot of bad landings here.
Hey yo.
Alodor, you said what now? 17 or some shit?
17.
Okay, and then Adam. Natural
nat
one, right?
1. Yeah,
Okay.
I had a nat 1.
Roll. Somebody roll for Nick while he's gone to.
What is
I
that?
will refrain.
I mean, somebody just tell me what the modifier is, and I'll roll for it. It's 16 plus whatever, so he's fine. So the rest of you, so that means Iyan, Alodor, and Yornir all safely land both times when they jump across. With your natural 1, Augustus, as soon as you begin to jump, you...
Fall.
Yeah,
Slip on
but
ice.
the question is how bad. Let's say you get your running start, you're gonna begin to make your jump, you get a few good steps in. The very last second, you hit a wet spot, a slick wet spot, slick ice,
Yep.
and
You run
that
into-
front leg just slides out from underneath you, and you're doing a split now. All of a sudden, it fucking hurts real bad.
Right.
As you begin to tumble over the edge.
Can I bite his ass?
You're already across, probably.
With your 17,
Oh,
I'll give you a chance. I'll say maybe you would have gone in order well enough to where it wasn't just all 3 people that are good get across first. So I'll give you a chance. Go ahead. Make me
I'm trying
a
to save you.
be a
Trying to
dex.
save you.
It's gonna be a dex
I
check.
can save myself. Just I might die in the process.
It's gonna be a dex check at disadvantage because he got a natural 1.
Yeah. It's okay.
Ooh.
I have.
Homie, you dying. I got a 6.
Yeah.
With a 6, you just bite really hard and miss. You just hit air.
Yeah. As
Oh, no.
I'm like 10 feet down, I'm gonna cast Featherfall again.
Yeah. I mean, you're only 50 feet high right now, so your featherfall could last all the way down.
I said 10 feet down. When I'm 10 feet past everybody else by myself,
Okay.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
cast
but-
Featherfall.
Roll me a
Isn't-
d100.
Yeah. So unless you guys are,
Fucking wild magic table, baby. Hit me with d100. Let's go.
yeah, come on, D100, let's go.
Single digit.
Oh, it was. This is gonna be bad. 4.
4?
4.
Well, fireballs.
It's gonna be really uncomfortable for you.
Yo.
Oh, okay. So what
Because it's
That's
Do
the
it.
spell.
Don't
fail.
puss out, my boy. Do it.
the
Yeah.
spell
what is it?
succeeds.
Okay.
All of your teeth fall out and slowly regrow over 10 minutes. The same thing that Alodor had
no.
before.
Got him.
Oh.
Your spell does succeed, but as soon as you make it to the bottom, you notice that tooth is kind of loose all of a sudden. Maybe you hit your fucking jaw on the way down. I don't know, when you slipped and fell,
Mm-hmm.
and then you reach up and touch it, and it just falls out in your hand.
Oh.
And you kind of stare at it for a second, and it's like that dream that everybody has where your teeth just fucking fall out. All of a sudden, that one's loose, and you touch it, and it comes out in your hand. And then this one over here is loose, and you touch it, it comes out in your hand. And then you're like, oh my god, all of a sudden, and you kind of spit, and then all the fucking, like, you have like 6 teeth in your hand, and all of the teeth are falling out.
Well, look at the bright side. At least you have brand new teeth after a while.
They regrow over 10 minutes,
And it hurts.
and it is incredibly painful for the next 10 minutes.
Yeah, but now you don't have to brush or
That's true. They are new good teeth. In fact, this is a white girl who took that trip to Turkey in the 11th grade. Wet dream.
Gotcha.
No,
What?
white girls go to Turkey to get their teeth done.
Yeah.
They get them ground down, and then they get the implants put in for like super cheap. Turkey does it for very, very cheap.
Damn.
I think there's some of these that are great. And
yeah,
you
only
guys,
if I had actual magic, that'd be awesome. I'll be going through this like hotcakes.
I wish I could cast magic. I really do. Just because I want to cast magic as often as I can.
Just to be that chaotic.
Yes. I
so
don't think you understand. I
you
was
know-
asked to come into this to be chaotic.
You
I'm
know-
going to be fucking chaotic.
right, and we've already talked about how your character gets more chaotic down the road. Specifically because so many people are without power.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably going to look a little more interesting that somebody may or later often offer you some sort of power. But you also need to remember that as a barbarian, if you rage, you can't cast spell.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
I'm aware.
just wanted to throw that in there just in case.
no, trust me, I play a paladin barbarian. I know.
Oh god.
Oh, where's my knife?
Ow,
Let's see.
though.
It's easy. You just rage and then you can still smite.
Oh yeah. It's
Smite's
freaking
not a spell.
Ooh, orange
amazing.
spell slot though.
And what's your dump stat?
My dumb stat? Oh, intelligence.
Everything else, yeah, because barbarians only need strength. Paladins usually use strength-based weapons, and then you need charisma for your saving throws for some of your stuff. So you're only using 2 spells. They actually work really well together. Because the paladin's auras naturally affect anything already. So if you choose a barbarian that can fear anything and the conquest paladin, anything within 10 feet of you cannot move.
Let me tell you guys right now, somewhere on this planet, there's a beholder taking over.
Yeah.
Because all their magic is innate.
Yeah, and they can fuck everybody up real
And
quick.
they can turn off your magic. Whatever magic is left, they can turn it off. So yeah, you guys do make your way down. The other two that rolled super poorly. Thimble, with your 9, you do manage the first jump, but the second jump, you're gonna go ahead and fall, and you're gonna take what would be, that's 20 feet, so it'd be 2d6 damage.
Reaction Featherfall.
Do you have that ability? I don't know.
Yeah, it's within 60 feet.
Okay.
I can cast it again.
Roll a d100.
Yeah.
You know what?
Near these people.
Yeah, hold on a
27.
minute. Now your teeth are falling out.
How you gonna talk?
Featherfall is
To make the verbal noises of your teeth falling out, it's gonna be a little muted. I'll let it happen. Go ahead, because I want to see what happens. I want you to roll another d100.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I haven't been able to roll it a lot, so it's time. 76.
Ooh, nice.
Hobo. Though you are immediately, like, as you begin to fall, you fall for about 5 feet, and you're saved here, and you all of a sudden you feel yourself begin to fall super slowly. You become colorblind.
Technically, I think it would affect me because I'm the one casting it, but
Nope.
I don't know.
I wrote this up as the subject of the spell becomes colorblind.
Now Thimble is colorblind.
We can't hear you. You're muted again.
Permanently?
Maybe. You don't know.
Oh no.
What kind of color blindness is it?
Blue yellow, so it's painful.
Awful. Absolutely fucking awful.
You're welcome.
Damn, what color is your shirt?
Listen, be glad you didn't get 77, because 77 is a potential team kill.
Oh god.
Fireball.
Look, my chaotic side's coming out at this point.
79, also potentially a team kill.
Yeah.
Killing word.
81, almost a potentially a team kill. 88, almost potentially team kill.
He's trying to kill us.
There's a lot of options here. Listen, 41 was my favorite one I ever wrote. Do you guys want to know what 41 is? It's the favorite one I wrote.
Yeah.
You are turned into a potted plant until the start of your next turn.
Yeah.
While a plant, you are incapacitated and have a vulnerability to all damage. If you drop to 0 hit points, your pot breaks and your form reverts. You are unconscious.
Oh god.
Nice.
Wasn't that already part of the wild magic table?
Part of it is. I've just modified it a little bit.
Oh, about being downed after you get hurt or whatever.
It's being downed if you get hurt and the possibility of death. I didn't redo the whole thing. Because the rest of it's gonna be surprise.
Anyways.
Surprise, Shawty.
You're only colorblind, you'll be fine.
Yeah, you're now colorblind.
Yeah, I look blue to you.
Look, saving as much health as we can is important right now because we have technically a healer.
And who's the last one that failed? It was Sotah, right?
Yep.
Did you roll bad?
I rolled a 4.
Oh yeah. Okay, so you would have fallen on the first jump. Right after Augustus begins his gentle descent.
Yeah.
You would have taken the leap, stepped in the exact same slippery spot, fallen down, probably hit him on the way down.
I can feather fall again. It's fine.
How many spell slots do you have at level 4, sir?
They're not level 4. They're first level.
The first level spell, yeah, but you're level 4.
Yeah, I have 4
Well, you're
first
level
levels
1.
and 2 second levels.
Okay.
I have plenty of spell slots, sir.
Instead of taking 5d6, you're gonna cast it again. Roll a d100.
Yep.
69.
Why are you casting spells up the ass?
Because I haven't been able to for a while. 12.
Can you imagine the dude with teeth pouring into his hand? Football!
Football!
He's just spitting teeth into his hand.
12.
And then Thimble, all the color in the world is gone.
Different.
What'd you get?
What?
12.
12.
Please don't be funny.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Oh.
Oh no.
Stomach
Oh,
Cthulhu
no.
and everyone fucking dies.
No. The spell fails.
Oh no.
Sotah, roll a d10.
A D10?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Where's my D10? Is that my D10? That is my D10. I got a 2.
This today.
Oh no.
It's not the same one from earlier. Just so you know.
Yeah, it's not...
Be very afraid.
Oh no.
Everyone else or her?
Don't
Yes.
know.
Everyone.
You don't know. Come on, what is it?
She turns into a Tarrasque.
I'll join you later. I love trash TV.
Should I wait?
No, it's fine. We can watch something else together.
What'd you get?
Oh, I got a 2.
You are now 7'1".
Hey! You got
Immediate, excruciating growing pains hit your knees. Grow 2 inches.
How did I know it was gonna be something like that? I was gonna say like, oh, you're 2 feet taller now.
No. You are now 7'1".
I'm even taller. Let's go. Meanwhile, she's screaming in agony. It's probably about
Right.
to die.
Yeah. 13. Nope. I dropped that one, so we're just gonna reroll here. 2. That is. You're gonna take 20 bludgeoning damage from the fall.
Oof.
I'm alive.
I tried.
And
At least you have the most health.
So to play this out, right? The 3 of you who can jump make your jumps, right? Except for Alodor. As Augustus begins his jump, he slips, he fucking does a split, tears something in his groin, falls. Alodor goes to bite out and just snaps at the air, sees him fall, sees him cast Featherfall, and just jumps. Everyone else hears, what the fuck? And then like, Featherfall! Featherfall! As he's trying to spit teeth out, but still function a word at the same time. He is in fact toothless at this point. So everything comes out sounding like a 60-year-old grandma without her dentures in.
Mike Tyson.
What? Yeah, it kind of sounds like Mike Tyson without his fake teeth in.
Pitiful.
Thimble, in hearing him say "pitiful," fucks up her jump, stumbles, falls. Sotah, in hearing him try and save Thimble, looks down, fucks up her jump, trips, falls, hits him on the way down, which fucks up his casting of the spell on her, right? It's more like for the foot, and because he gets hit in the back and the air gets knocked out of him. I don't know. He's falling down. Thimble softly impacts the ground, placed comfortably, no problems. All of a sudden, Thimble, the world is different. Why are the trees bluish?
What she really wants to know is why is her orange cloak now more green?
Sure, yeah, your orange cloak is now more greenish. As you turn and you look and you see Yornir standing there next to you, Yornir's now taken on a bluish tone. He is not golden as if he is normally. Let's see.
Would that fire breath be different color too to her?
It would look different color, yes.
Okay.
Sotah fucking face plants behind you guys. You hear, oh shit, you know. She takes 20 damage, 20 bludgeoning damage from her fall.
You gotta say it in the accent, dude.
But-
It's all shit.
But when she stands up from the fall, she's a little more imposing than normal. Something's different. And as Augustus sets his feet comfortably on the ground and begins to walk towards you all, you can see from his hands little white chiclet teeth are falling from his palm as he's spitting up both blood and teeth,
Absolute chaos has ensued.
all at the cost of 4 Featherfall spells.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh.
You can all see, because Yornir's axe is still lit, the splitting maul. What do you do? Thimble did make me a dexterity saving throw, Thimble. Did you drop the chest or not?
It's a good question. God, I hope not.
Did it
Safe
hit me
throw?
on the way down?
Is that where his teeth went? Isn't that one? Yeah, you would have dropped it on the way down as you slipped and fell. Maybe you slipped forward, you hit the other wall or something like that. It tumbled out of your hands. As you guys turn around, you can see sliding out of the 10-foot range of light, sliding in the snow, away from you is the chest
Gus is gonna try and
towards the
catch
cliff.
it. Yeah, try and go and catch it.
You take off running.
Yeah.
Fucking wait! I cast levitation on it.
Okay. It rises from the snow.
Ah, perfect. All is well. I'll go get it.
Sotah, meanwhile, is like pinching her nose to prevent her, like trying to stop her nose from bleeding because she fucking face planted.
Your
And, like,
ears are
everything-
popping.
Yeah. Like everything hurts. She's aching.
It
Her
does,
legs
but
hurt.
like the things around you look smaller.
What the fuck just happened? Hold on. What the fuck just happened? And what? Ow! Ow.
Your equilibrium is all off.
Gotta learn
Right.
balance again.
You're gonna have to learn. You're gonna have to learn how to balance again. No, it's not that complex. You just. It's How do I put this? As somebody who was overly tall for a 7th grader, when you just instantly grew, it made you really like awkward. And that's what you're currently experiencing by growing 2 inches instantly after having not grown for probably 5 to 6 years. Shit's a little off. Your hands look a little smaller, you know, because they're further away from you now. Like, it's a little weird, making you a little uncomfortable.
Yeah. Meanwhile, she's inspecting every inch of her, and like she looks so confused, but at the same time,
Clothes
she's like
don't fit
wobbling
right anymore.
Yeah, you got a
Yeah.
little bit more stomach showing than you did before. Like a little bit more. The crop top has become more crop toppy. You know.
Wearing high waters.
Yeah. All of a sudden, your pants aren't the right length. You know. Who the fuck shrank my clothes? Kind of scenario.
Honestly,
Funny, I
that's probably
shrank
what
the
she
clothes.
assumes.
Right.
She assumes that the magic shrunk her clothes. That's canon. Yeah, she's like, what the?
I can only imagine that conversation.
Sotah, why are your clothes smaller than they were before?
Oh, I don't know. What the fuck? Does magic like shrink things like clothes?
I've read that they did.
They do.
Yes, I
What
believe
the
so.
fuck?
This is what you get for knocking over my phone.
Yes.
You get catnapped.
No, no.
Yes, this is what you get, Sotah. You're knocking
now.
over her phone. You get smaller clothes.
I was just gonna come in and replace all of your clothes with slightly.
Just one thing shorter.
Okay. You guys all gather together. Thimble is probably riding on her floating chest. Yeah, just sitting on it as it floats around, guiding it in the direction and she needs it to go. Yeah. On here. Go.
I want to figure out where the
Are we
enemies
going?
are.
Oh yeah, we're going uphill towards your potential enemies,
Yep.
or are we
No,
going
I-
downhill back to your encampment and Thimble's possibly dying father?
I really would like to not go fight right now. Everything hurts. I just fell off a cliff.
Your knees hurt especially bad.
And we've got.
You hit your face, but your knees are like sore.
Uh-huh.
You want a healing high five?
I don't know. The healing high five is gonna actually this.
It'll help.
Okay, are you mocking my accent?
No. I would never.
I'm in pain and I'm being mocked.
Oh, it's okay. Then we'll grab her hand and high five it. Cure.
The
That's
first
a
level spell.
No.
Go ahead and roll me a d100, ma'am.
Roll a D100.
God damn, are you gonna clap her hand and do a fireball by accident?
Cast atomic bomb right here. End of campaign. D100. Let's go.
The strongest high five on the planet.
If anybody could do it.
It would be Thimble. 68.
Ooh.
Oh, that was one away from the good number.
Yeah, unfortunate.
That sucks.
Roll a d8.
I'm scared. Six.
The spell succeeds. Go ahead and roll your Roll your heal points.
You get 6 points of health back.
Let's go.
Ugh.
Doesn't even put me halfway on
It helps. It
Okay.
helps.
I have
It helped the
something.
crick in her back. She can stand up
Okay.
straight now.
Be nice to me.
So far as you know, nothing strange has
through a lot.
happened. Your magic works right now, Thimble.
I've been through a lot today. Be nice.
Oh, are we really going to argue about who's been through a lot today?
Let's just get back to the tent for now.
Damn, I really wanted to use this new weapon I got.
Listen, you
Use
are
it
more
to-
than welcome to go do that. But right now, I fucking hurt. And if I'm gonna punch anything, it's gonna be you. So
Yeah, but you're about to die, so I wouldn't do that.
honestly, it'd be worth it. And
Thimble, you
she's just gonna
notice
straight up start limping
very
away.
quickly. You know what? No, you don't notice it right now. Augustus, your teeth begin to grow back.
Very painful.
Yes, it's splitting fresh flesh. It hurts. They are in fact like knives carving through your mouth.
Dad, please.
Over the next 10 minutes, you are in excruciating pain.
Yep.
I would say that had this happened at a point where you were being ambushed, you would probably lose a turn because of
the pain.
Right, like even after being ambushed, like a surprise attack, you would then lose the next turn due to the amount of pain you're in. But right now, you're in a lot of pain. You're not being ambushed. You do know that up this hill went at least three potential enemies. What you saw was three. Or you can return back across that ice bridge that was crossing that little 20-foot wide chasm back to your cart and Thimble's, so far she knows, injured father.
My dad.
Didn't you get over it just like a
Yeah.
couple minutes ago?
Yeah, but then he made a noise again, and now I'm worried about him again.
Well, so here's the thing. She as Hobo knows that he succeeded on his death saving throws. She as Thimble does not. She as Thimble just left her dad to die. With an arrow sticking out of him, very clearly 0 hit points. So far as she knows, she left her dad to die. So in fact the calls that he has been making would probably be giving her some form of hope that he was still alive, but it's been several minutes since she's heard a bleat from him.
I think we need to rest and see about moving our stuff. We can chase them.
The sun does begin to rise at this point. Sorry, the sun begins to rise at this point. Just over the crest of the mountains, you can begin to see bright pinks and reds start to shed from the horizon.
Aren't these really worth pursuing if we're dying just trying to get to them?
Well, I have something that might be able to, but so we can go after them if you want. But I can't guarantee it would bring everybody back up to full health.
Imagine this all in Mike Tyson's voice.
Yes.
A lot of it is just illegible speak.
What?
He'll pull out one of the spell scrolls we got a while ago, peeling.
Sure.
And just kind of wave it around. At this point, like an old crotchety man.
Do you unroll it, or do you just
Yeah,
wave
unrolls it
around a
and
newspaper?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So he unrolls the scroll in front of you, and he's like shaking a scroll that says "healing" in front of your face.
At an 8 intelligence, do you think I can read?
No.
Poorly, but yeah. Six is when you can't read.
Okay, so do I
Yeah.
comprehend what this spell scroll is saying to understand what it does?
Roll me a history check. How often have you used a spell scroll before? Is the question. I mean, you don't have to roll a history check. It's something you can ask. It's your character. You would know. Would you have done spell scrolls before?
Probably not.
So you're just looking at a piece of paper that says healing so far. I mean, you might know they exist, but you might not be able to put together based on 8 intelligence, and you're not having used one that this is in fact a scroll of some form of healing.
Right, okay. Right! Healing!
What?
He might be telling you to heal him.
Oh! You know, that's a good point. And I mean, as far as I know right now,
He's
the
looking for
last
healing.
spell was fine.
Right, yeah, nothing has happened.
Yeah.
Okay, she like reaches out to
Everyone
high-five
except for Hobo, make me a perception check. Go ahead and roll your D100 for your high five.
11.
Eight.
Okay. Good. Hold on.
Gonna be in about an hour.
You like oats?
Adam,
A 28.
you said 28?
A 28.
Okay.
Algorithm.
Adam, what's your that's too far. Adam?
Yes.
What's your check, bud? Your perception check.
15.
Okay. You're in your perception check?
11.
Okay, and then Cass, with your fucking passive, you would have realized this. So only Cass and Augustus notice this. So Alodor and Augustus. Thimble has not taken a breath in about 3 minutes. You haven't seen her chest rise and fall in about 3 minutes. And you haven't like heard her audibly take a breath. None of the rest of you notice it.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, with an 11 you don't notice it, and then with an 8 for Yuffie, you don't notice it either.
Am I forgetting to breathe?
Sotah's in too much
It's
pain
been about
to give a shit about
it's been
anything
about
else.
3 minutes, and you have not taken a breath. You don't notice it though. Roll me a D3. You have to Google roll a D3.
Okay. I wish I had my fancy dice.
Just roll a D4. Just roll a D4, and then if you get a 4, re-roll.
Okay. I used to have a set of dice that was like D3s and like a D5 and D19.
Yeah, all the weird numbers. Yeah.
That was a 4. Okay.
Okay, re-roll it.
A 2.
How many items are you attuned to?
2.
You break attunement with those 2 items immediately.
Oh, okay. Okay. Do I realize I break attunement?
Nope.
Well, I mean, aren't you attuned to a belt of dwarven kind?
No.
Sure, no.
Okay.
That's Yornir, I think.
Right.
Okay, I was to say you would notice that one.
Yeah, no, you not off the top of your head. Your attunement breaks.
Okay. Okay. But does the spell work?
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
Yeah, roll your heal points. Go ahead.
You get 6 HP back.
Augustus, you heal her 6 HP.
Cool. I didn't need it.
You
however,
see the flash of magic energy leave her hand and enter whatever part of your body she touches.
is going to gauntlet facepalm, and just activate the scroll of
Your
prayer
teeth
of
are probably
healing.
about half back at this point. So you could probably begin to talk at this point. It hurts fucking bad.
Yeah.
But you could probably begin to talk at this point. It'd be legible noise.
Yeah, he's going to
Mandible.
use the prayer of healing.
Okay. Use your prayer of healing then.
Yes. So 2d8 plus 4.
Excuse me.
God, that was 4. So 11. Everybody gets 11 hit points back if they were missing anything.
Okay. Everybody heals 11 hit points.
Everybody?
Yeah,
'cause
all of you
it's
heal 11
6
hit points.
creatures. Prayer of
6
healing,
creatures
yeah.
in a radius, yeah.
Thank you. I am
Oh
back.
wow.
The scroll catches fire and disappears.
I'm back to full HP. Hell yeah, bro.
And you've used these spell scrolls before, Augustus. Normally when they burn in a yellow flame. This one burned in a bluish-white flame.
Okay.
Which if Iyan was here, would click in his head. During the original Time of Troubles, anyone who had the ability to use magic during the Time of Troubles was infected with something called the blue flame.
Okay.
But Iyan is not here to notice that, so I'm going to relay it to who's playing Iyan so she can write it in the notes.
Sure.
And then Ben can just review those next week. Watch the video. Yeah, so the blue flame is what Mistral gave all of her like top tier mages like Elminster and all the other people involved with. Strikes you as rather odd that it burned in a blue flame rather than a yellowish flame like normal. Everybody else sees it as a blue flame. I don't know if you would have witnessed it. That's something probably Yornir would have witnessed at some point to see a spell scroll. I don't know that any of the rest of you would necessarily, being that you come from a druidic background, you come from a tribal warring background, you come from a pretty sheltered life. The only town you've ever visited was Harrowdale. Iyan probably would have seen it and it would have caught him off guard. Though Thimble, this scroll burned yellow for you.
Yeah, so it's normal.
Because you're colorblind.
I'll be right back.
But yeah, I mean, it's been an eventful fucking like 30 minutes since you guys have been shot. The sun is now rising in the distance. What would you like to do?
I like to turn off my axe so it's not on fire anymore. That'd be awesome.
Sure, yeah. You could
Quick question off character.
Sorry. Yep.
Did we ever say anything about Thimble not breathing? I know I can't say shit.
Did you say anything?
Yeah, you're the one. We're the only ones there, but no, he didn't say anything yet.
Oh fuck.
He was too busy. Thimble used magic and it distracted. So.
Oh fuck.
Thimble's fucking turning blue.
No. Nope.
Well, how long has it been? Like,
probably approaching 5 minutes at this point.
damn, how long does she hold her breath?
She's talking. She's not holding her breath.
Well, she can't breathe.
She's not.
Not necessarily. She just hasn't breathed.
Yeah. For 5 minutes.
Right. Yeah, roughly 5 minutes have gone by. She's not blue in the face. She doesn't seem to be in pain. She doesn't seem to be gasping for air. She just hasn't breathed.
Believe it or not, there are ways in this world that exist that you do not have to be able to breathe. It's wild.
That is
Wait,
crazy.
so it's been
And
5
Thimble
minutes
is
now
crazy.
that I haven't taken a breath?
About 5 minutes. Yeah, you don't know.
Oh,
You haven't
shit.
thought about it.
Well, I don't notice, but everyone else does.
Well, just Yornir and Augustus noticed.
I get ya.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nobody
Augustus just
else-
got distracted because
Oh,
Nobody
I,
else put it together.
I didn't notice. I rolled a 11.
Yeah, with your 11 you did. Yeah, it was DC like 13. Because noticing somebody's like breathing pattern is kind of like a finite thing, or finite thing.
Mm-hmm.
I was to say minute, but then I somehow got to finite. It's a finite thing to notice the swelling and collapsing of somebody's chest as they're breathing. So that's why I made it a little higher than I should have. Honestly, it would have been a 10, but I was like, it's something like really, really tiny that you would be noticing, so I made it a little harder.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Unless you're actually looking for it, typically you won't even think about it.
Right.
So.
So, what do you guys do? You're standing on the attacker's side of the bridge, like about 60 feet from that bridge where you'd climb the hill. What do you do? You could still see the fire burning from your...
well,
your campsite on the other side of the chasm. You can see the fire burning. You can't see it clearly, but you can see like the yellowish glow from behind the snow that is currently.
well, do we go back to our carts or do we go ahead and catch the people that attacked us?
We should go back to the car so we can continue our journey.
Firm.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys make it. Roll your dex checks to try and get across the bridge.
Yep.
Are you going to go on? I'm sorry. Go away.
Haha, natural 20.
Oh yeah, you succeed.
6.
Yeah, you get across rather easy. Yornir, you find that slick spot and fall on the bridge, bust your ass, and slide over the other side. You make it,
Oh, but I had that Shrek moment.
but your ass hurts.
11.
Yeah, with an 11, you find your way across.
I got a 3.
Oof.
Oh no.
Roll me a dexterity saving throw.
15.
As Sotah begins to cross, most of you can begin to see at this point as the sky is being sort of lit up a little bit by the sun. You can see the kind of the silhouette of Sotah as she's crossing this thing. Due to your awkwardness, because of your new growth and height, as you begin to cross, you step in a slick spot and fall. Luckily, you manage to swing the weight of your sword around and shove it into the stone. Shove it into the ice. Unfortunately, upon doing so, the rest of you that haven't crossed and the ones who have crossed hear as the ice begins to crack upon this bridge. Iyan has not crossed. Thimble has not crossed.
I think that's it. Everyone else made it except for those two.
So your sword shoved down into the top, right? There's still a ledge that you're hanging off of. Your sword plunged just entirely through this thing. You are hanging kind of into the ropes, for lack of a better fucking term here. You are hanging by the literal blade of your sword.
Oh yeah, and she's panicking. She's like, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. Then she's like refusing to look down, and she's like gripping her sword.
Right, yeah, heights are not a great thing for you, and you know you are now over what is effectively a bottomless chasm that you cannot see the bottom of.
Yep.
Luckily though, like you'll fall 2 less inches technically.
That's comforting.
I'm here to help, you know. Would anybody like to do anything?
Oh.
Or would you like Sotah's literal cliffhanger to be the literal cliffhanger?
Literal cliffhanger would be funny.
No, I said that wrong. Sotah's literal cliffhanger to be the figurative cliffhanger into next week's episode.
We have 30 left. How dare you?
We have like 5 minutes left.
In the distance, you hear, ah.
My boy.
Honestly, I think it'd be funny to leave it like that.
I made the offer because I think it would be an interesting point to leave it at the potential death of a character.
Yep.
He's not gonna die.
Actual PC death.
It's okay.
This is the actual potential death of a character falling into a chasm that you cannot see the bottom of.
Because Augustus is jumping in and using feather.
But what if it is bottomless and she's just falling forever and never dies?
Yeah, Featherfall only lasts for 1 turn though.
60 feet.
60 feet.
60 feet.
You cannot see the bottom. You can't see.
I still have 2 spell slots left. So
right,
we can fall for
right.
120 feet potentially.
Right. He cannot see the bottom at 60 feet.
Yeah. I'm just saying, we have 120 feet potentially. That's all I'm saying.
As the sun is beginning to come up, you can probably see a little further than 60 feet down. Still no bottom.
Oh,
we about to find out.
How many more spell slots do you have for feather falling?
He has 2.
I have 2 spell slots
and they're wild magic.
And they're wild magic. But we going down together.
Oh well, have fun with that.
You could just cast silence on yourself.
That's fair.
No, as a potential the fucking wild magic thing, your spell is replaced by silence centered on yourself.
Yep.
Wait, don't you still have levitate spell? Thimble?
I am no longer attuned to my DOS loot.
Yeah,
but I can try.
Yeah. Well,
but you know, we'll figure that out next week, I suppose.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Goddamn, I gotta work on one.
I got a plan. All we need is 1 featherfall, and we'll be good. So if I can get there and cast featherfall, we'll be fine. I got a plan.
So
I'm really surprised. I'm really surprised you guys didn't chase the potential enemies.
You gave us potential loot over potential enemies.
I did, and you chose loot.
Yeah, we make up a party of fucking loot goblins.
So I have an idea. What if Sotah carries you and you cast feather falling on her?
No, see, I can get it. 1 featherfall will can affect up to 6 creatures.
Oh.
So I literally just have to catch her. Augustus has the rope on Gisborne still. He's gonna throw Gisborne to you guys, cast Featherfall, and all you gotta do is pull us up. That's if Featherfall works.
Yeah, previously you did say that Gisborne was on your shoulder.
Yeah, because he has not been untethered. Yeah, he has not been untethered.
Actually, whoever has the strongest, strength stat, probably Thimble.
Thimble has not crossed. Thimble is on the other side.
Oh, so
Thimble is on the side where you had the enemies. And so is Iyan.
I got a nat 20 on the Dex check to roll, so.
Well, write that down.
I am.
As she fucking Jack Sparrow saunters by, Sotah's sword shoved clean into the. No, so because she has now damaged the bridge, anybody crossing would have disadvantage on them. That is going to be a potential outcome. The potential outcome is that you're stranded 20 feet on the other side.
I mean, we can roll my wild magic right now. Find out.
No, I feel like we leave it till next week. Not that the dice is going to be any different. You guys can come up with some stuff throughout the week to try and plan to do. It's 100% on you guys. Does anybody have any questions for me?
How long has Thimble not been breathing?
Since you cast the spell.
Is this like a permanent thing? Is
Who
Thimble
knows?
dead?
Who knows?
You're a
You don't
zombie
know.
now.
You're scaring me.
You wanna check for a heartbeat? You know, reach up and feel the.
Thimble's not smart enough to do that.
And your other fucking smart guy is mid jump in your direction from the other side of the fucking cliff. You do have Iyan, who's a rather smart guy.
I do, but Iyan is not.
He didn't notice that you weren't breathing.
He's not paying attention.
The only
No.
person that noticed is now diving headfirst into a fucking chasm.
Yep.
Well, didn't Alodor?
He
Alodor.
noticed, but he can't verbalize it because he's a fucking wolf.
Speak to me, dog.
And he's greedy with his B shapes and won't give one up to tell you guys something.
Well, he's gonna have much longer until he's got to give it up anyway.
2 hours, boyo.
Oh, that's right. Damn it.
It lasts
Well,
for
by the
quite
time
a
you can tell
while.
us, she's gonna be dead.
That's for what, Mijo?
Lasts for quite a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shapes. Well, for Circle of the
My
Moon.
druid's
Right,
level.
exactly, because he's a moon druid.
Yeah. Otherwise, it would only be an hour.
Did we have any other questions for me other than is Thimble now undead? Is Thimble now the big bad lich? Is the question.
yeah,
Thimble's
And-
lit.
Too.
Confirmed.
Is she a
Is
construct
Thimble
though?
going
Is she a
to fucking
construct? No,
Is
she's
she
not a
a
construct.
Also
Die.
don't breathe.
That's a
What's in
good question,
Thimble?
actually. No, she's not a construct.
What's in
I'll give you that.
Thimble? Permanent frozen chest.
What's in Thimble's permanently frozen chest?
Yeah. The chest that doesn't melt. The
Yeah.
permafrost ice.
That's actually what I named it, was the permafrost chest. Like when I wrote it down in my notes.
Yeah.
The possibility was a permafrost chest if you would have climbed up to go to get this thing.
Weren't you chipping off like pieces of ice off of it?
No.
I was trying.
She tried
Trying, to
I
no
don't think she chipped
avail.
anything
Uh,
off.
when
It didn't work.
because he rolled well, he did not break his tools,
Yeah.
which would have cost him money to go buy another set of tools.
I can just make them.
That's true.
Perks of being an artificer.
I'm glad I didn't
Anyway.
do what I thought I was.
I would
gonna
have just
do.
said you could
Is
repair them.
Tinkering tools too.
Yeah.
Hit the chest with my axe.
Oh, do you want to?
No, I said I'm glad I didn't.
Do you want
I
to?
won't be able
You wanna
to.
give
It's
it a
like-
try?
I'll retcon this in if you want to smack it with an axe. We can allow
I
this.
don't want my cool ass fucking thing to break.
Activate your permaplastic flow. Just fuck it up.
It could
Go
go
down
it could
on
go
it.
south. It could go well. You don't know.
I know, but I don't
I
want to do
don't-
it. I already jumped across. Or moved.
Well, no, we
across.
could retcon it previously.
Yeah, but then if some of us get like fucking died or some shit.
Fuck it. Reroll new characters. You got till next Saturday to reroll new character though.
Yes.
I don't want to do this.
We have swapped to Saturdays. That's the other important thing. We play on Saturdays now. We had too many scheduling conflicts come up with Tuesdays, too many works rescheduling people. So
enough
tonight we were
story, though.
missing Ben because of fucking his military drill, but you know, we were going to be missing 4 of our players because their works have rescheduled them now to work on Tuesdays. So
Unless something changes this
Saturday.
week,
Unless-
I will be missing Saturday. This coming Saturday.
this coming Saturday, okay.
Yeah. Unless
Um,
something changes in the week.
I know
There's
you
a
have your on
possibility.
call. You're on call Saturday,
Yeah.
so I get.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a possibility, but it's
So
slim
every
right
now and then we will be missing one person on Saturday, you know, due to whatever the conflict may be. But to keep playing with our group of players, we have swapped to Saturdays now, same times, same place. It's still going to be on my Twitch until we get 50 followers on the other. If you can, go follow the LikelyAMimic Twitch. Get that one up to 50. We'll start streaming. Any more
think that-
questions?
No.
No,
Nope.
I'm Gucci Mane.
What'd you say, Yuffie?
Oh, I said I'm just happy to be taller now.
For now. For now.
So she realizes that doorways are designed for people that are smaller than her now.
Thimble's fucked up. She's colorblind and can't breathe.
Right. It's a struggle.
Goddamn.
She is colorblind and is not breathing. Yes.
Damn. Magic really done fucked up everything in one session.
At least it's not like perma blind. Yeah, but
Join the League of Extraordinary Unsighted.
Right.
if I ever become blind, I'm going to wear like a bandana over my face, like the eyes, like a blindfold.
Sure, like Tyrwood, yeah.
Yeah, make myself look fucking badass.
Cut off your right hand while you're at it. Go full tier.
Just
No, I'm
attach,
good.
get one of those poles and just attach it to a fake arm.
I can put a scimitar blade for my hand.
You could, yeah. You have to have somebody forge it though. It might take some money and some trial and error.
I got a ton of fucking money on me.
And an unopenable chest.
Yeah. See, I have like 3 things once we get to a decent town that I'll be making. Like I can't do anything with them if I end up dying.
Yeah, and you don't have the supplies either.
Yeah, so I said I need to get to a decent town, and then I've got lanterns in the making for everybody. Magic. A dagger.
Finally, a lantern.
Wait, we have an artificer?
You do have an artificer.
Yeah.
For now.
Oh, yeah, you might fall into a bottomless pit.
Yeah, for at least this session, you had an artificer. That is in fact true. You had both an artificer and a barbarian.
Making for the party.
I
just gotta get the stuff for him. That's if I survive.
So that's the end of the session.
You can, yeah. It's gonna be the end of our session. Is him, Sotah taking her sword, driving it into the thing to try and into the bridge to try and save herself. A loud ice crack in the bridge, a loud like as the ice in the bridge is beginning to separate. Pieces begin to fall from the bottom of it. Her feet are dangling over nothingness. And Augustus
Walking by happily.
No. That was just me being a dick. She's gonna have disadvantage crossing, and so will I. And Augustus taking a leaping jump with his pangolin in his fucking arm to try and catch her, but also the pangolin at the same time.
Well, no, he's going to be throwing the pangolin to.
Oh, so this is going to be an athletics check followed by a dex check.
Correct. This is going to be there is a potential
athletics to jump
to go wrong here.
Right, athletics to jump and
off,
grab. We'll say
the pangolin,
dex to throw,
and then grabbing Sotah and casting feather.
That's a lot to do.
Correct. There's a lot to go wrong here.
That's also planning on her falling. I feel like your weight might be enough.
Planning on someone falling. That's why he's been.
That's
why he's been doing everything he's been doing.
What if she doesn't fall, but you just fall straight alone?
Yeah, if you realize there is a major possibility that you miss and just die, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that
you do this cool shit for no reason, just to fall into
this is very much the possibility of that scene in The Other Guys where fucking Samuel L. Jackson and The Rock aim for the bushes and you just jump off a fucking building. That's effectively the possibility of what happened right here. Is very much that scene from that movie.
Yeah, absolutely. But if it works, it'll be cool as hell. That's all I'm saying.
If it doesn't, you can tell the group what happened to those goblins at the bottom.
That's fair.
Quick question.
Spoiler alert, it's bad.
Did anyone else take notes on session 10?
Last session?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and kill stream.